What's up, man? What's up, man? We just chilling right now. It is a Get in the Game podcast. I'm so excited because this is episode number 10.
That's lucky.
I cannot believe we've been here this long, Fat. We 10 strong in the podcast game.
Something about that 10 action.
You know what I mean? So that means I think we're here for a little while.
We're here to stay.
You know what I'm saying? I think we're here for a little while, man. My name is Kiki J. Riding shotgun tonight. My co-host, Fat Pimp.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We got a special guest in the building, Bobby Sessions.
Bobby Sessions, young legend, high standards. What's up? Thank y'all for having me.
I like that.
Legend.
I like that.
Say it one more time.
Legend.
Hit the bell, too.
But yeah, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it. Congrats on
Alright.
your 10th episode. Glad
Thank
to be a part.
you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much. I've been banned from the bell since getting into these 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It took 10 episodes to realize that I'm not the one that should have the bell. So Fat is taking that over.
I'm over here rocking this too.
Good.
Man, over here we got my boy, baby boy.
Back
Man,
again.
Back again. You know what I'm saying? If y'all missed him last week, he's back again. You know what I'm saying? To talk about what we got going on. Man, I got to get it started, man. Lots of things happened since the last time we've been hanging out together here on Inside of Get in the Game. Let's see. Let's start. First of all, let's just start here. Bog Springs did go ahead and charge Officer Roy Oliver for the murder of John Edwards. Now that's a 15-year-old high school student here in the Metroplex.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Edwards.
Jordan Edwards.
Yep.
What did I say?
You hadn't said his name.
Oh, Jordan Edwards.
You
I'm
gotta plug
sorry.
the name in.
Jordan Edwards was the young man who lost his life
Straight
to
X
senseless. I mean, it was really just senseless. Like, just, I mean, I just feel like it was just pure hatred because, you know, there was no sense of somebody opening fire on a car that is driving away from them. Especially when there's kids around. This was a kids' party.
Right. Headshot, too.
Definitely.
Yeah. It was an execution, you know, type of shot. And I'm just glad that there has been a little justice served where he will no longer be, you know, working in the same capacity, and also he's behind bars. So I'm glad that there is justice being served for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see some further justice in that matter. So
We just need to convict his ass. I'm just tired of them going to trial and everything's getting off dismissed. Right. I wish I had some of their lawyers for some of my partners.
But you know what? I think it takes perseverance from people because it's like once we hear that he's convicted, then everybody's like, oh, okay, it's over. It's not really over.
No.
We got to get them judges out of there. We got to get these DAs out of there.
And from experience, it's real rough, like, on a family when you got a family member killed by law enforcement. Like, it's super rough on the family to think that the people that's here to protect you is taking, you know, your future away. When you got a 15-year-old, that's the future. Yeah. And you headshot the future like that. That's very unsettling.
Yeah, it's also disheartening to the. I feel really bad for the parents. I mean, more than really bad. It's just terrible because I feel like in the situation, Jordan did what he was supposed to do, which was probably like if something breaks out, you know, get in your car, leave as fast as you can, get home. I believe that that's what this young man was doing, and it still cost him his life. So, you know, our prayers go out to the
most definitely.
No parents should ever have to bury their kids.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Imagine the kids that was in that car, though. Imagine
I think it was his brother. Wasn't it his brother?
Yeah. His brothers.
Yeah.
Watch.
You're going to have nightmares about that for the rest of his life.
And then they put them out in the handcuffs, too.
Oh, the
Yeah. So imagine they shoot your little brother.
And now you got you in cuffs looking at
them dead.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
that is crazy.
Man,
so our prayers, our prayers are definitely with the Edwards family. Also, man, in the news, a Florida cop. This is more kind of in the same lines. There's a lot of bad news today, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this was kind of just weird news. Yeah. Florida cop fired after reenacting a scene from Training Day. What do you think? What do you think the scene he reenacted was, Fat? What do you think?
Probably did like a fake warrant. Probably served a fake warrant. Remember he went, what was that?
Yeah, it's probably the fake
Great
warrant.
house. He ain't really had no warrant when they stole
He's trying to
money.
come up. He's trying to come up.
And shit.
Yeah.
I know some niggas that do that.
Yeah.
I know some niggas that play like a cop and go to the door. I got a warrant.
DMX did.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But Arizona, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this does officially stamp Denzel Washington's impact on the culture for sure. It stamps how legendary he is.
Do it for the culture.
For sure, you get a cop fired that many years later. He's
Well,
a legendary actor.
Actually, he was a little bit more rogue than that, okay? He didn't just serve a warrant. He had his pistol and his stun gun and was like rubbing them up like together and while police trainees looked on. And he was in the middle of like this convenience store and he was like, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Like doing full off lines in the middle of the convenience store.
They fired him for that?
I think he was on the wet, just like in the movie.
They like to get naked.
Yeah,
They
so
fired him for that shit?
they fired him, but not only because of that, because previously he had pulled out his gun in the office, you know, in front of everybody. He had used racial slurs. He got angry because he
It's a
couldn't
black dude?
No. Well, okay, let me I want you to guess if it is a black dude because he also got angry because he couldn't get free Starbucks.
Black.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not black.
No, Starbucks, he's white, bro.
No, he's
Wait
not
a
black.
minute.
Yeah, I don't see a black dude complaining
Yeah.
about
Nah, fuck
frappuccinos ever.
We can't even order this shit
I had
right.
to listen because you said free. When I heard free, I said, okay, that might be a nigga.
But
But Starbucks.
Off the free, right?
Yeah.
But also he pulled a gun on a pizza delivery guy. So
Yeah.
That's kind of black behavior.
Yeah.
He watched
Look,
Denzel.
I would have fired that nigga. That nigga just needs some counseling, man.
he said that he was just going through some things.
He
Nah,
needs
he gotta
counseling.
get
He
fired.
going through the
yeah.
wet.
You would fire him?
You pull a gun on a pizza dude, you can't.
Oh, that's why they say I'm talking about like the shit in the store. The shit in the store, I would
Nah,
have
it
recorded that.
that was the
funny.
last. That was the straw
The
that
last
broke
straw?
the. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more than just his reenactment of Denzel Washington in the middle of a convenience store. But yeah, so I just thought it was funny because
Yeah.
I mean, what did he think he was gonna get an Oscar for
I
it?
don't know. That's kind of funny to me.
That is.
You know?
Denzel's officially the GOAT, though, right there.
Yeah.
That-
Absolutely.
In all discussion.
Absolutely. Let's see, man. I don't know too much about this story, but I know, Fat, you're really into shoes.
Yeah.
You're really into style. So I gotta ask you, there's some shoes that are coming out, courtesy of Alonzo Ball.
Trash.
All right, he's a UCLA basketball player,
Yeah.
and he has a shoe called Big Baller Brand shoes. I know you're really into fashion and you love shoes. Have you seen them yet?
I seen them.
You ain't
They're
got a
like
pair?
black.
You ain't gonna cop a pair?
Nah, I definitely would not be copping a pair of the Big Baller shoes. And I don't appreciate what his daddy said. You know, if you can't afford them, then you ain't no big baller. I'm like, yo, you don't rub that shit in these kids' faces.
$500 for these shoes.
Man, I'll buy me a pair of Balenciagas or some Gucci loafers or something if I'm gonna spend that kind of money.
But this is what he said. He said, look, if you support Jordan and you support Nike and Adidas, you support all these other entities and they're not really, you know, giving anything back or...
They don't rub it in our face neither. though.
Well, you know, the daddy, he's not a marketing guru. He don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But
See, I got respectfully, I fuck with LeVar Ball heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy,
Explain.
heavy.
Okay, so
All right,
explain this.
So I think one is commendable. Like, this is a black father that has unwavering confidence in his children. Like,
True.
my son is gonna be better than Steph Curry. He
Yep.
better than Michael Jordan. And
Yep.
it may be crazy to everybody else, but
that's what you're supposed to
that's
say
what.
about
That's
your
my
kids.
son. I think he
Yeah.
gonna be that dude. Period. And if people want to sell Gucci and Balenciagas, like, it's a black-owned business. He's like, hey, I think it costs $500. I personally won't be, buying those shoes myself, but I think he got a lot of balls, man. And I think that's respectable. You don't got no weak father out here. He got ultimate confidence in his kids.
Right.
And you need somebody to do it. And he done sparked a whole bunch of dialogue about it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
in
yeah.
the world
Oh, yeah.
is talking about LeBron, and right after that, you talking about LeVar Ball.
He already
right now.
sold a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
He
have
said
bet for that
10.
one.
Yeah.
Hey,
If
Yeah,
he
you
sells
kinda broke that
10,000, he
down.
makes $5 million.
Hey, yeah, you sell 5,500 a piece. That's $2.5 million.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Somebody gonna buy it.
Somebody gonna buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't agree with that comment that he made though.
Yeah.
With the if you can't afford them, you're not a big baller. I think that is.
I think
a
that's
little
all
bit-
out of frustration.
Yeah,
Though. You know, the
you know,
media been
definitely.
pointing fingers at him and poking at him the whole time. Everybody's got something to say about him. The reason the shoes are $500 though is because he can't buy them in bulk. He can't buy in bulk like Nike, like Under Armour, like Reebok.
So
he has to
Yeah.
mark it up to that price to make a considerable profit.
They own it too?
Yeah, they own
Yeah,
it. That's their name,
He
bitch.
the CEO. Yeah,
Boss.
he the CEO.
Then it is a boss move.
Yeah, it is. And
It's
you
a boss
got,
move.
when have you ever seen a black dude in particular, stand up to Nike, stand up to Under Armour, stand up to
He
Adidas?
demanded
like,
$1 billion.
Yeah,
My
you
son's
like,
gonna get $1 billion.
look, we think you finna give a black dude $1 billion. He's like, I'll sell my own shoe. Instead, and if he would have made it $120 or $200, the price of LeBron's or Jordan's, nobody would be talking about it. You make it $500, that's a conversation
that's
piece.
newsworthy.
Well, you know who's gonna have a problem with this, and that's Kanye. We'll definitely have a problem with this after his rants about not being able to get into the fashion industry. Him not being able to rub shoulders and get people to buy into his brands and whatnot. So if this really does happen, and this becomes a real thing, and people start buying these shoes, I'm sure
it'll open the floodgates though. Think about if this works, that's what everybody's gonna do.
Well,
It's gonna be
I mean,
a blueprint laid out.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
definitely.
I'm saying. I mean, Kanye's gonna come for his. Russell Simmons gonna come back for his.
Yeah.
You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
Yeah, for sure. And he's trying to sell it like you're not paying $500 for a shoe. You're paying $500 for memorabilia. Because like what player have you seen come into the NBA with shoes that they design? And just the power of, we didn't have to go to a boardroom to say, what do y'all think about the price of this? What do y'all think about
right.
He said the boardroom was me and my son.
In the living room.
That's too bossed up. That's too bossed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out LeVar Ball.
We'll give it up for Alonzo Ball, who is
I wish him the best, though.
is truly
Yeah.
balling.
That nigga just need a ball. That's all I got to say.
He does.
You do
Facts.
not want to come in here and flop.
Yeah, if he gets 6 points a game, this will turn into a bad story real quick.
Well, there's been a couple of people. We got to get out of all the bad news, but there's a couple of people that did good this week, man, and we got to give it up to them because they are definitely in the game. First off, I got to give it up to Nicki Minaj. Y'all give it up. Nicki Minaj went on Twitter the other day, and I actually was watching this live as it was happening, okay?
Right,
yeah.
So she was tweeting all of her fans. She was like, hey, I just want to pay some tuition. I want to pay some college bills. So she was like, send me your bills. Make sure that, that you can prove that you are a college student and you do have debt, and I'm going to pay a few bills. She even had a photo student who wanted a new camera, and she said that she would buy him a new camera, too.
Damn.
So she's spending some grip for a good cause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that was very commendable. And just the way she did it, like just go on Twitter and just be like, hey, I think today I'm going to pay some college tuition.
Right.
Respect.
Super dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing negative to say about that.
No. I mean, she fine and she's spending money.
Yep.
And
You know
she
what
a
I'm saying?
boss.
So
for
she
real.
helping
Nicki a
like,
boss.
is she helping just like students or like older people too?
No. No, you can't get your bill paid.
Yeah, I owe some money to Sally Mae from years at TSU, man.
Same. Help me out.
Yeah, man. So Nikki, if she ever watching this, man, I need you to pay my debt.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but check it out though. Do you think niggas just trying to garner some attention due to the
Duh.
hit it one more, hit it one time, Bobby?
Your turn.
Wait a minute.
Tax
So
write-off.
what was your theory, though? You think she's trying to avoid something by paying for this tuition?
Oh, you
Nick-
talking about
Nick-
her brother?
No. Nikki got a couple records out. She's shooting videos and everything.
Of all the songs that she put out directed at Remy that didn't go anywhere.
but nothing's really materializing in anything. You think she's just trying to stay relevant?
I do.
I'm just gonna play
But I
devil's
still respect
advocate.
it though.
I mean, I think she really, out of the kindness of her heart, is wanting to do something for some kids. It's graduation season.
No.
It's graduation season.
When has she
You know
ever
what I'm
done something
saying?
like this before?
And it's a tax write-off.
I mean, yeah,
Say it
it is a tax write-off, but at the same time, maybe she just wants to just do something good for the hood.
Maybe.
Certain people, man, you can tell when it's genuine. I'm not saying she ain't never wanted to do it, but it's a reason behind it now. It's got to be a reason, Keith.
Okay, well, we'll find out. We'll find out coming soon. I'm sure.
I'm rocking with her, though. I'm
We'll
rocking
find
with
out.
her.
Yeah, for right now, we're gonna rock with her.
I'm definitely rocking with her.
We also want to rock with, and this is kind of bittersweet, but Aaron Hernandez's daughter.
Yeah.
Definitely, man, I'm so happy for her that she is going to be able to live a life, in a good space, you know what I'm saying, because of her dad. They actually dropped the murder charges, from, hold on, my notes. they dismissed the murder conviction for Aaron Hernandez.
Hey.
Because in Massachusetts they have this law where, like, if you die before the appeal happens, and remember he could appeal the previous judgment, right?
Yeah.
So if he dies in between there, then they have to go ahead and dismiss the case.
Which means he gets that contract.
Yeah,
And in his contract, so explain a little bit about what the NFL contract is stating, though.
Well, basically, if like you said, the appeal hadn't went through, so what the New England Patriots owe him has to be, I guess, sent over to his daughter, to his family,
to pay out the rest of the contract,
yeah,
right?
15 mil.
Yeah.
So I find it admirable, but I'm not a parent.
Fishy, man.
I'm not a parent, and I don't know about if I could just off myself. I don't know. That's a tricky situation.
you're looking at life in prison. You're not going to be able to get out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I personally just can't speak for that. I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can wrap my head around that, but that's dope. If that was his whole approach to it, I believe so. It's just wild, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This may come off a little bit ignorant, and I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but did he kill himself really?
Ooh.
Do we know that really?
Well, that's what was told to the press. We don't know. We don't really know. Nobody. I
seem a little
there.
weird. Like, I don't
So
know.
what is your theory?
I don't know. I just don't. I'm not convinced. I'll say that. I'm not saying that they killed him or something like that, but I'm not for sure 1,000% convinced that he killed himself.
Yeah.
I need more proof than what I've gotten. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It just seemed a little sketchy.
Yeah.
A little sketchy.
And then he was I'm sure he was at a very vulnerable state at the end.
Definitely.
Whenever he's going to trial and whatnot. And so, it may be a situation where the lawyer had something to gain, or maybe, a judge or somebody had maybe something to gain, from that. But however it went, I just hope that his little girl is able to, be prosperous, and they put that money up in a fund for her.
Yeah.
So that she can aspire to be whatever she wants in life. So,
Most definitely.
I don't want to be the bearer of more bad news, but Black from Robbing Big, he just passed.
Oh man, yeah.
Like that just happened?
Yeah, like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Man.
They don't have the cause of death yet, but
Damn.
they say it was a heart attack, possibly a heart attack.
Wow.
He was a good dude, too.
At the
Yeah,
show
he
on
was.
like
Now,
TV?
if you remember,
Robin Big.
if you remember Robin Big, one of the really highly rated shows on MTV.
Yeah.
He was Rob Dyrdek's bodyguard.
Right.
And they did a
right.
show for several years. And I think towards the end of that show, he actually had gotten into a relationship, had a baby girl.
Wow.
I remember that. And then since then, kind of been quiet. He would do some guest
Big used to
appearances.
be out here a
on-
lot. I used to run into him in the club all the time.
What's his partner name?
Bam.
Bam.
Bam is
Bam
a
Big.
good friend of the
Yeah.
show and really good friends with Big. And we were able to speak with him. Of course, he's terribly torn up behind this, but it's just like life is short.
Yeah.
Like life is short. You just never know. And I'm sure he couldn't have been more than like
45.
45, man.
Mm.
Scary.
That's so
That's good.
young. That's so young.
We gotta try to take better care of ourselves and take any opportunity we can to, go to the doctor and, walk. We can't run. Like walk
Yeah.
and just, try to do anything we can. What was Q from World Star a couple months ago? Like around the same age. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely
It's way too
doesn't-
young.
It doesn't
Way too
have
young.
any. Yeah, death doesn't have any
no.
prejudices. You
No
know.
stipulations.
No,
It come
no.
after you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deuce, who's tuning in right now via Facebook. He said that they were talking about that today. He's praying for the family. Shout out to Bang. I see you, hot sauce. Okay, whatever that means. We got you, hot sauce fam. And also DJ Static. Thank you for always tuning in here inside of Getting the Game. And speaking of, just having to take better care of yourself and just really, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, I think nobody does this better than you.
Thank you.
Bobby, because I'm
that.
on your timeline like every day on Twitter. You give such encouraging words.
Thank you.
I don't have my phone right by me right now, but most recently, you did a tweet like the other day, and it was like a 4-part tweet.
Yeah.
And you were just talking about like, really mapping out, I guess, your own journey based upon how you live your life and what your thoughts are and how you are here in your mind, to kind of reflect how life plays out for you.
Yeah.
But you're a super positive person. How do you remain so positive all the time?
Because I know it's necessary. Like I stopped. I think a couple years ago, I saw positivity as something that I should be positive. I should be this and that. And when you have shoulds, you don't really follow through. Like if you're like, oh, I should go to the gym. If you don't go to the gym, the penalty that you give yourself is not that drastic, so you really don't care. Because it's something you should do. When it turns into a must, this is something I must do, you're going to do it every time. So I realized that for me to navigate through this industry, positivity is not something I should be positive. That's not gonna cut it. Because anytime that I allow myself to be frustrated, I'm just gonna relish in that. I'm just gonna be frustrated. But I knew it was a must for me to be as positive as possible to attract all these things that I want. For example, if I'm real negative and then you reach out like, hey, Bobby, I want you to join me and Fat Pimp on this podcast, and I'm negative, I could have responded to you in a weird way, and then that turned you off, and then I missed this opportunity because I'm being negative. Like I feel like if you're always projecting this energy, every thought that you have,
that's what you're gonna get back.
Yeah, it's a vibration, literally. Like old dude right here walk in the room, and he's like, fuck. Like, even though you got nothing to do with him doing that, that had an impact on you.
Yeah.
You had to be conscious of that and be guarding your energy to make sure that doesn't have a negative influence for the rest of your day and life. That can carry on days, on end. So I knew for me to be my best self, I need to be as positive as possible, and good opportunities been coming as a result of that.
But it sounds so good, but when you're in a negative spirit, like when somebody, pisses you off,
right,
or like something happens that you didn't expect to happen, and you're in that moment where, you feel the anger, you feel, upset. How do you turn, what are you saying to yourself?
Okay, in those
what
moments,
is happening?
When somebody's frustrating me, I start thinking like big picture. I say, not to diminish that person or belittle that person, but I'll be like, my personal encounter with this person, is this worth affecting my energy long term? Because if I let you getting mad at me for whatever reason,
it's a transfer energy.
Yeah, I could be taking that energy into my next meeting. That's gonna affect me securing a bag or not.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Just off with
Give it up
with
for
energy.
that.
So
Give it up for that.
I start thinking to myself, like, if I was 80 years old and I got the opportunity to watch my day-to-day life right now at 25, would I be allowing this to affect me? And the answer is pretty much no every time. So I just really tune that person out. I actually laugh at them, like, really, because I have people all the time. Since my brand is built on positivity, motivation, people want to test me. Is he really that positive? Is he really that inspired all the time? So people will say things to try to get me off track, but I'm trying to be one of the greatest of all time. So I'm going to run into a million of you. So if I can't deal with you right now, I'm not going to get to where I want to go.
Not at all.
And since I'm living my life based off the law of attraction, I do everything now as if I'm already on like a Mount Rushmore of rap. Right now. I'm not waiting, you need to do this. No, fuck
So
that.
you already act as a star, as a...
Period.
Yeah.
Period. And unapologetic about that.
Legend.
So if anybody... If anybody's saying anything to get me off course, I just use that as more motivation. Like, I'm finna really smile ear to ear now, just to let you know. I'm not finna cuss you out. I'm not gonna feed into your energy. Not that I'm a better person than you, but I'm more focused on my purpose at this current time than you are. And maybe if I respond to you positive, you can do that for your own life. Because most of the time when somebody's being negative to you, that's the result of somebody being negative to them. And then they're pouring that back to you.
Yeah.
So we just made water off a duck's back.
But were you always this way, like growing up?
Not necessarily. I think mine came from, I hit rock bottom in my life at 19. So I grew up a relatively privileged life. I had both my mother and father, which is a privilege in itself, especially in the Black community. And my parents moved me from Pleasant Grove at 12 years old to Rowlett, Texas, a suburb due to the fact that my little brother has a disability and they saw that DISD wasn't gonna give him the proper attention that he needs to truly develop and make him a quote unquote normal person in society. So they moved us to Rowlett, and I got to see like that other side of the coin, move into a all white neighborhood, golf course neighborhood. And then I kind of lost myself in that neighborhood, like, cause I can count on my hand how many black people live in this neighborhood. Nobody, I don't relate to the kids wearing Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch, and they got vending machines in their house. Like, I didn't know nothing about that at all.
Yeah.
And I kind of lost myself and hit a rock bottom where I didn't know who I was anymore. And I think everybody has a voice in the back of their head that's always trying to stop them from doing good. I had no control over that voice. So that tennis match in your head between good and bad was kicking good's ass every day. And I got frustrated to the point that I literally looked up online, like, how does the mind work? How does thoughts work? And then once I got more information about just how to control your emotions and stuff like that, I decided at that moment that I was going to dedicate my life to mastering the mind, mastering my emotions, and then using that as a tool through music to spread light to that, especially the black people. We was talking earlier off air about, you know, black people don't go to therapy. We don't believe in therapy. We got to be tough. You can't show no weakness at all because you're soft or et cetera, et cetera. And that's why people bottle that energy up and then want to do a killing spree and et cetera. So I just realized that at that moment, like I learned how the mind worked at 21 years old. And then from there, that's just all my focus has been on, not just controlling the mind, but spreading the awareness on how people can control their emotions, et cetera.
Yeah.
We need more people that's got your same testimony to reach out to other people that can't deal with their emotions.
Yeah.
And we talked about it off the air. A lot of these people that's doing a lot of this crazy shit in the world, they don't know how to really deal with their emotions.
Right.
And I just feel like we gotta have this dialogue. We gotta have like this dialogue more. We gotta be open.
Yeah.
Us being blacks, we gotta tell other blacks like, hey man, I see you going through that shit. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't really talk about stuff like this, man.
Yeah.
Like I would have never knew that about you. I mean, I heard your story, you know, a couple months back, but if I met you, I would never knew you went through all that shit at a young age.
Yeah, man.
But, and even at a certain point, when you were getting into music, you kind of went through a downtime where you was working, right? Where you were working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And kind of barely making ends meet, and kind of toying with the fact of, you know, working a job versus, you know, pursuing the music.
Right.
And so tell me how that battle went. Like,
okay, what a lot of people don't know, when I left my job, I had left my 9 to 5 job with $50 in my bank account December 31st, 2014. That was the second time that I did it. I did it the first time at 19. I was at University of North Texas. I had like sociology was my major, philosophy was my minor. And I just realized like, this ain't for me. Like I'm spending money, well, my parents are spending money and I'm taking out loans that I'm responsible for to do something I'm really not interested in. So I'm not gonna have the best grades. I don't wanna be a philosophy teacher or a sociologist really. So I was like, I'm gonna drop out and do music. And I thought, I'm a good rapper. Like, I'm just gonna start rapping and all these magical things are gonna happen. And I was very wrong about that. So I ended up running out of gas like every month. My girl's here, Zaya, label mate High Standards, shout out High Standards. She can attest to this. Like my car was running out of gas 5 times a month. Just the embarrassing walk to the cash register. Can I put 75 cents on pump 3? Like really living that life. And it was miserable. Like I said, I hit rock bottom. So when I got the job, working like a 9 to 5, that gave me a sense of stability that I haven't had post leaving my parents' house. But so I could pay my rent, I could do all these things, but I was depressed because I knew this ain't my purpose. And at the end of the check, once you pay your car note, you pay your rent, you pay your phone bill, you broke anyway.
Back to square one.
Yeah, so I might as well just go for it. And I had to decide like, all right, so I would rather be on the side of the road with a sign like we'll rap for food than be here trying to move up in a warehouse work, pretending that I don't want to kill myself every day because I hate this job. So when I did that, it was really rough. Like to pay my rent every month post leaving my job, it was like a miracle every single month. Like having days where you don't eat, and it's hard to create when your stomach's just growling. So then I had to start changing my perspective. So I was like, okay, I don't have any money, so I have to find a way to have some have a self-image like I have value, despite the fact that my bank account doesn't reflect that I have value. So I started seeing my energy as my currency. I'm like, so every time I'm real energetic, every time I'm real positive, I have to see that as value. If I say, oh, I expect to be a billionaire by the time I'm 50, I have to act like a billionaire right now. Right. But if I say, oh, I'll be a billionaire in the future, it will always be in my future. Right. I have to live that life right now, despite my mom, dad in my ear like, oh, you need to get your shit together.
So what you're saying is it's not crazy for somebody to act as if they're, act as if they already have when they have not.
Absolutely not. And I know people see, oh, well, that's faking it till you make it. Like, I ain't faking shit. Ain't nothing fake about this. This is my real life. I've lived this before. I guarantee you when you see LeBron like, oh, he's so good. I guarantee you in middle school, he was imagining being in the NBA finals. When he's practicing at the local rec or YMCA, he's thinking, I'm in the finals. And that's what ultimately separated him from the other middle schoolers and high schoolers, etc. If I think, well, I'm just some local up-and-coming rapper, that's what I'm going to stay. You know what I mean? If you look at all these great people like Kendrick Lamar, he's dominating rap right now. You go back to his old raps, he was calling himself the greatest of all time before anybody knew who he was. So when he goes in to write his lyrics, that's the mindset he has. That's the mentality he has when he's writing. When he goes record, that's the mentality he has when he's recording. That's what made those things manifest, in my opinion.
It's so true because like whenever I first heard of you, it was like, first of all, I didn't even think you was from here. That was number one. I was like, he couldn't be from Dallas.
Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, couldn't be from Dallas, but he is. And you just had this thing about you, and I think that shows up, whenever you get around people and even in the music, But it's funny that you chose music because it's sometimes the most negative place in the world, right, Fat?
Oh, yeah.
I had a question for you. Like, you say you quit your job and you just kind of went off on faith, like, that got to be some tough shit to do when you know you got bills paid.
Yeah.
Like, how did you maintain financially, like chasing your dream right now? Because it's a lot of niggas that rap right now that ain't got no job.
Right.
But they also ain't got no hustle.
Right.
So I want to know what it is that you did to maintain financially.
So initially, I had enrolled back into college. I didn't take any of my classes. I used all the money that I got from student loans, and I went to California.
That's a hustler bill right there.
Yeah, so I went to California. I met my manager now, J. Jones, who also manages Yellow Wolf. We had lunch out there. It was like the beginning of February. And then he was like, yeah, I want to start this record label called High Standards, and I want you to be a part of it. So it's like a waiting game from February through October on how I was going to be able to pay my rent, etc. So obviously that money runs out very quickly. And then from there, I kid you not, I literally got a miracle happen every month. So for example, it would be May, and then it'll be the 31st, and I'm like, fuck, we finna get this eviction notice. Then I have an aunt randomly hit me up and be like, hey, I saw I saw a Dallas Observer article about you. What's your bank account? I'm like, what? It's
just like that? Just straight out,
kids, it's the craziest.
Not, hey, baby, you did a good job. It was straight, I need to give you something.
Yeah, I need to give you. I see you're really going, you got a lot of courage to do this. It was basically a thing somebody saw me helping myself and then felt something inside to help me out. And then the next month, somebody that I met in LA randomly in Beverly Hills didn't think I have no communication. They heard a song was like, bro, what's your PayPal? Send me some money.
Wow.
It was like a miracle every single month. And even after I signed in October, I took a small amount of money so that I could have a higher percentage. We was still struggling after that. So I started throwing my own shows at that point because somebody hey, Bobby, we want you to open up for such and such, and we want you to sell 100 tickets to make $50. And I was like, fuck that. So I started throwing my own shows. It's you're going to give me $50. I throw my own show and get 5 people to pay $10. I'd have made that same amount of money. And next time they come back, I'm going to have, next time they come back, I'm going to at least have 10.
Yeah.
That's 100. Double up, right? Yeah. So that been my whole strategy from there. So it was literally miracles probably the first 9 months or so, and then after that, I just had to find creative ways to make money from there.
Hey man,
without selling drugs.
People
or something
help
like that.
those who help themselves.
Fact.
You ever see a cat on the side of the road just sitting there with his car stalled? Ain't nobody stopping for that fool.
Yeah.
But you get out and start pushing your car,
Yeah,
I bet
or-
somebody pull over and
or
help you.
the
Oh,
hood.
every time. And like all the years I start, so this is I've been rapping, I guess 6.5 years now. But pre-2015, I wouldn't get no help. Because people are like, oh, well, if it ain't that important to you, I got my own bills to pay. So
Right,
what
right.
I'm going to help you for, especially if
Right.
I don't know what your commitment is to it. Once I started helping myself, I started attracting
People,
help.
they
And
pay it
even-
forward.
Yeah, so when I say like law of attraction and stuff, they're like, oh, you're just lucky. Like, nah, fam,
Bless.
this ain't luck, bro. Like, I literally studied these principles, put this into action. I literally attracted miracles. Like, I don't need no more proof if a God exists or not.
Right.
None
Yeah.
whatsoever.
That's
That's
real.
bad for that one,
That's
too.
dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's a true story. I done been through that shit.
Man, and you got an album that's about to drop too. Fast got a mixtape. I'm sorry, mixtape.
Yeah, mixtape.
That's about to drop. So I want to know, Bobby, with his mixtape starting to drop, like, how do you approach projects? Because you've had 2 very successful projects, Law of
Thank you.
Attraction, Grateful. We're gonna get into that in just a second, but. How do you approach, what is your system when it comes to, okay, I finished this music and now, you've done everything you can do as an artist, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, in the studio and all of that. So what is your approach now that you're releasing it to the masses and,
Yeah.
what do you project out there and hope to get back?
Well, one, I write down in the most specific language possible what I want the album to do for me. Number one. So I know that I
little-
don't at this current
I love
time.
I'm trying to give him some
I
love,
got
but
you,
yeah,
King. I
you
got
got me.
Since like at the current moment I don't have like hit records under my belt, though I feel like I got one coming that I would like this guy on. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
But
Hit it
si-
again. I want parts. Hit it
Yeah.
since I knew I don't have like hit records under my belt, I know how people are gonna view me is gonna be based off my albums, based on like a body of work. I'm gonna be like a catalog artist where you look back like, man, he had like 7-10 dope projects back to back to back. And I know since it's like quote unquote conscious per se, that it's gonna be a slow burn. So I already start like conditioning my mind to think, well, you're gonna have to be in crazy patience. Whatever you think patience is, you need to quadruple up on that.
Right, right.
Because it's gonna take a long time for this to work. And I done read the stories of J. Cole and Kendrick and et cetera, and I saw how long it took for them to just get known on the underground level nationally. So for me, it's all about, as soon as I finish a project, I go to my label and I say like, for me in particular, I'm gonna have to hit schools.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna have to do, because people, they might hear my music, but they might not be in the mood for that. They might
Right.
be in the mood for Young Thug or Lil Uzi Vert, because it gets you hyped. The world is fucked up, and if you're getting hyped, like, it takes your mind off of it. It has a positive impact. For me, if it's a little bit deeper, I know it's gonna take longer. So I just start conditioning myself to, like, just be patient. We need to hit up this blog. We need to get an interview from this person.
Right.
You need to book me at this school. And then we just need to hit all those spots, like, over time. It might not pop until I'm 30 or 35, but I really don't care.
So it's just a repetition of
Just a repetition,
yeah.
being consistent.
Yeah.
No, and not confusing patience for stagnant.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people get that confused. So they say they don't do nothing and they're waiting like, oh, okay, hopefully some opportunity is gonna fall from the sky. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not patience. It's like this guy, have you heard of Gary Vee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
yeah.
a social media guru.
Super
Yeah.
dope. I think I posted a tweet.
Oh, he's the
Everything,
man
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has this thing where he calls micro speed, macro patience, which is basically in the short term, you try to get things done as quickly as possible and as efficient as possible. And you know, if you do that every day, as time progresses, things will happen, kind of thing. But I think people, they don't do nothing in the short term, and they're
Right.
waiting for these big blessings to come.
It's not gonna work.
So if you believe in God or nature or a higher force, whatever you believe in, if you see that as a relationship, like, I think a lot of us, we pray, oh God, I really want this Mercedes Benz. And as soon as you open your eyes and remove your palms from each other, you don't really believe you're gonna get one. Meaning you don't have trust in your partner. Imagine if I wanted to go like, oh, let's do something. And then as soon as I get done with the conversation, I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna do it. That doesn't inspire you to make something happen.
Right.
Like that's a weird way to have your relationship. So like you said, just being consistent. I know with me it's gonna be a slow burn. So I just had to accept, are you willing to go through that or not? And I was like, yeah. That was it.
The guy's mind made up. You can't stop no, I ain't gonna say no nigga, but you can't stop no man when their mind is made up.
Yeah.
Nah,
One thing I know is
not.
about you, I don't care what the situation's been, you kind of already foreseen where you want to go.
Yeah.
So, man, I wish you nothing but the
It's
best.
a matter of
Thank you,
time
bro.
before you get there.
Shit, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm there. I'm just I'm just going through the steps.
Right.
Like,
Patience.
Exactly.
yeah. It's
got
like
patience,
it's
man.
like, well, yeah. When did you made it? I was like, I made it when I put my 2-week notice in. That's when
Yeah.
I made it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the moment when I decided this is what it's gonna
transition.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
How do your parents feel about it?
At first they wasn't with it. Rightfully so, right? And it's like you done worked your tail off. My parents used to wake up, both of them, at 3 a.m. to go to work to provide for me and my little brother every morning, working 6 days a week, every single week, every week that I've known them. Never really taking no days off to make sure that we lived in paradise. You know what I mean? And so when I drop out of college, like, I'm gonna be a rapper. And my dad's older. My dad,
Don't even understand.
yeah, my dad was almost 40 when I came out.
Oh,
So,
yeah. He wasn't trying
Rap
to hear
is
that.
like rap. Like, oh, you finna be talking about some fuck shit every day.
Yeah.
And what makes you, it's a 1 in a million chance. What makes you think you're that one? So he used to say some fairly harsh things to me. I'm not gonna say what he said, but some fairly harsh things regarding like this purpose of mine. But it was out of love. Like, I don't want you struggling. Like, I've struggled before. I had to work my ass off so you can live comfortable enough to think that you're gonna be a rapper, right? But after my parents, they came to a show January 2015. After they saw me live, my mom was all the way with it.
Yeah.
My dad was like, I don't know. When I started throwing my own events and they start seeing people come out with selling out shows, then now they're like my biggest fans. My mom called me, you need to do this. You need to call this person up. You need to make a song. You need to talk about this and that. Now, like, my mom is, she give me more advice than anybody other than my lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so
Cheerleader,
now
that's
they
what's
all
up,
they
man.
all the
Yeah.
way. They come to my mom sells tickets for my shows.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
Gangsta style.
Yeah.
My mom got other family members selling tickets for my shows. That's how much she's in. And call them out if they ain't sold what she told them to sold.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
She
right.
all,
Yeah.
My mom all in.
Shout out to your mama, man.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to your mama
man.
for
My mom
making
is
sure
too.
everybody
My
come to the
dad,
show.
the truth too. Yeah, I know. He had to see like if this is a real thing or not. And once he did, he was with it.
Yeah.
You gotta realize most men, they kind of want you following their footsteps.
Right.
You know, and I think that's just the way we just was brought up as black men. You know, my daddy used to beat the shit out of me. He said that's because his daddy used to beat the shit out of him when he was around. You know what I mean? So when I have me some kids, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them too. I probably won't be as violent as they was, but I do believe that we only know what our parents teach us. We just want the best for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they
best
did.
for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had to accept that too. Like, they literally just they didn't want me to struggle. Like, that was it. And the way they expressed that was the way that they've been taught to express it. Once I accepted that and realized, like, man, they did an excellent job, man. They killed it.
So let me ask you, like right now, the state that we're in, you know, we have. It seems like our black men are just all over the place. Like, we got some that's, you know, they going to college and they getting their degrees and they, you know, falling into some company and they're making a lot of money. Then you got those that are just like struggling and they never even get a chance to make it out the damn hood. You know what I mean? Then you got some other ones that, you know, they're like balling out of control and they're just, you know, they're having fun for right now, not really thinking about their future. So, like, what should a woman expect? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what from a male perspective, what should a woman expect from a man? What should she tolerate? Because we just feel like it's all these different men out here and you can just pick and choose the one you want. But, you know, in your mind, what do you feel like women should be paying attention to as far as the state of black men?
That's a great question. Well, number one, I feel like they have to decide within themselves. Every woman likes to say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a ride or die for my man." Is that real? Are you saying that because it's cool to say, or are you saying that because you really want to build an empire with your man. For example, I've been with Zaya, my label mate, for 6.5 years, be 7 years in November. And she remembers vividly me running out of gas all the time, me not having no food. Sometimes she has to buy my food, like in a lot, like all the time, and have to be like, and as a man, that's very emasculating, right? It's like, man, like I feel worthless, right? Feel this, and this. So she has to buy into your vision. And there's a difference between a man that don't have no money, that has a vision and he's working towards that vision, and a bum.
Right.
And just like you said, patience and stagnant gets confused. Bum is someone sitting.
Waiting.
Waiting. Like, what you doing today? Nothing.
Right.
Chilling,
Stay away from them niggas, man.
I'm waiting, waiting on this job to call me back,
Call him back, shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, man, it's just hard out here. They ain't hiring no black men out here. Like, start a business. And like what business is, if you look at most businesses, they take 5 years before they pop.
Yeah.
Same with my rap career. It was 5 years before I started making enough money to pay like a light bill.
Yeah.
Like it took that long. I did like over 80 shows for free. And the payment was exposure.
That's the same thing as a business, though. You're a brand, so you got to put that same time in as somebody that wants to open a pizza shop.
Yeah,
or
same
a clothing
thing.
store. They're going to take L's in the beginning. You're doing the same thing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you got to stay consistent. And you follow your passion, bro. And you're right. It's the difference between being patient and stagnant. Regardless if you're seeing the results, you got to continue to work.
Yeah.
Because without work, you just... If somebody's gonna call you and say, "Hey man, you wanna come rap for us, man? I think we got a bag for you." That's not gonna happen.
It don't work at all. And I feel like, I was blessed to have somebody that understood my vision, partially because she's a singer, songwriter, a pianist. Like, so before we ever met, J-Dot, who we got signed to, I wrote down on a piece of paper and told her, one day I'm gonna get signed and then I'm gonna get you signed too. And then she waited. She come in like, oh, this dude, you done said that a million times. It ain't happened. It's been 5 years. You looking at the clock. We threw the clocks out the window. I'm like, you either gonna ride with me, you're gonna see this, or you're gonna not, and then you're gonna be seeing me on TV and be like, oh, I fucked this up. No, she waited. She saw the vision. She went through all that. She had plenty opportunities, and it would have been a perfectly logical thing for her to be like, man, like, you dragging me down. But then she did it. I got signed, then I got her signed. Not that a record deal, sorry, for anybody watching, that a record deal is going to save your life, because it's not. But the point is, I said I was going to do something, and then I did it. It didn't happen when I said I was going to do it, but it did happen. I would say any advice for Black women out there, I'm definitely not your guru, but I would say you need to buy into someone that has a vision, that has a plan. It's not just about following your passion. It's about whatever your passion is it going to fulfill a void in society? If your passion is juggling fire, but nobody wants to see people juggle fire, you might need to rethink that passion. That might need to be a hobby. But I know personally in the mental health area, there's not a lot of people addressing that. So I know I can fill a void, because I'm not just a rapper, I'm a speaker. You know what I mean? I can dominate a sector that nobody is in. So I knew, okay, I have a void I can fill. This is gonna work. It's gonna take some time, but it will work. If you got a man that has a vision and knows exactly where he wants to be, I would recommend riding it out with him. And if you really trust God, we all talk about God all day. If God is this unlimited thing, this thing that has no limits to his wonders, then what are you doubting him for? If somebody walked in here and was like, oh, I don't believe in God, you would be all up and on this dude's behind, like, you don't believe in God? What's wrong with you? It's like, you say you do, but do you really? Do you really take the action? When I say law of attraction, the last 6 letters is action. Action, law of attraction. Do you really trust them, or are you just talking? Like, you really trust them, there's really no reason to worry about nothing. And I'm glad she didn't worry. Well, we worried for sure. But I'm glad she stuck with it, and we've been able to do good for ourselves.
Shout out to you for staying down.
Shout out to Zaya.
His lady's in the building right now.
I done dealt with some trifling ass women. I ain't gonna trifling ass women, man. But shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good women out here in this
Yeah,
world.
it is.
Man.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these hoes
And
ain't
there's a
loyal
lot
and
of
get
good men
brainwashed.
too. I just want to,
Yeah.
I just want to put
We
it out
out
there.
here.
There's a lot of good men too. So women don't give up. Make sure that he does have a plan, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a plan and gotta have a vision. But
Yeah, you gotta have a vision.
I think the key thing I respect that you keep talking about, you wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been in a lot of places and I meet people, but a lot of people that's really successful, where they put it in their phone, they write it down on a piece of paper, everybody say they wrote it down.
Right.
Yeah.
And you look at it every single day.
Every day.
And it's almost to the point where your mind just automatically triggers what you need to do to get it done.
Yeah.
I think women should do that when it come to men now too.
Yeah.
Like put on a piece of paper all the qualities you want in a man,
Yeah.
the type of things you don't want to deal with. And then once you look at that every day, I think that'll help women to know what they should accept and what they should go
And
for.
keep you
Yeah.
focused.
Yeah.
I'm so happy and grateful that my man washes the dishes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy and
Yeah.
grateful that my man
Yeah.
washes
She's
his own,
clapping over
that
there.
I don't have to clean his fucking underwear every day. Like you write it down and then then when he does it, positive reinforcement. Oh, I really appreciate that you washed that dish. I'm like, oh, I done did something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Versus like, you don't never do shit. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
I ain't doing
Yeah.
nothing. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Word.
yeah, message.
I got a question too, though. It's a crazy question. What about if you got a woman that does everything you need her to do, but she don't support your music?
That's a good question.
So she cooks and cleans and
Does
takes
everything? Pretty
care.
just think if a woman does every single thing that you like, but she says, "Man, I don't really think you should be doing the music." I had a girl tell me that she was like, to me, she was probably one of the best ones I dated, but she was like, "Nah, I don't think you should do music. You should just get a job." The time that came and went.
I really don't know because I never went through that. But I guess if I could speculate, like, I would rather you support my music and not wash a plate
Right.
than that. Like, because
That's
this is my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially you make hit records. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, I can't say how do you not see this because people don't see your vision all the time. You can't blame them for that. But it's like, long term, it's not going to work. Because if... when you blow up with the music, then like, oh, I always knew you was gonna do it, and then you're gonna have resentment for her because you knew that was a lie from the jump.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but even then, if he blows, she's not supporting the music. She's supporting what comes from the music.
From it. Mhm.
great point.
The
You know what I'm saying?
benefits.
Yeah, the benefits.
Yeah.
Like,
She want the kush, but she don't want to go through the growing process. You know what I mean?
and that's a long growing process too.
Yeah.
So,
Point. Well, good point. Great
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got a brand new album that's out right now,
Yes.
and it's free
yes, it is
on
free.
SoundCloud. It's called Grateful.
Yes.
And so tell me about the premise, because Law of Attraction was kind of like an introduction for you.
Yeah.
Where are you at with this new album, Grateful?
All right, so with Law of Attraction, it was about, my story, me leaving my job and me saying, okay, if I constantly think that I'm a successful rapper that can provide for his family, then these things will manifest itself. But when I put it out, a lot of people took that as, oh, well, I'm gonna use Bobby's Law of Attraction. I'm gonna make take some construction paper and I'm gonna print out a picture of a red Porsche and I'm say I want a red Porsche tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then it don't come. It's like, oh, Bobby sold me some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, people took it and made it about things.
Yeah.
So I had to realize throughout my journey of using the Law of Attraction that it was never about things. It was about feeling a sense of wealth before it came. So I started being grateful for what I had already. Like I said, I turned my energy was my new currency. So I started thinking, would I trade my eyeballs for $1 billion?
I saw you tweet that.
Yeah,
earlier.
would you sell your brain for $1 trillion? Answer would be no, right? You don't want $1 trillion and not have a brain, right?
Yeah.
So that means you have something on you right now, God given, that you value at over $1 trillion.
Right.
So you would walk around like a trillionaire right now. How would you talk to people if you viewed yourself as a trillionaire? If you viewed yourself as, this wealthy person. So grateful is about looking at everything that you have right now and maximizing that, whether that's your brain, that's your eyesight, your ability to hear, to have old people say, oh, I woke up in my right mind today. And it sounds like, oh, you're funny, grandma. Like, nah, that's some real shit. I woke up in my right mind.
Yeah,
Because you waking up in your wrong mind results in a shooting spree, literally,
Yeah.
So everything about Grateful was, I guess Law of Attraction was about me going through the mud. Grateful is about me getting to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And not literally a pot of gold, but me coming across the information that I have everything I need right now to be in complete bliss, and everything besides that is extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it because you're so matter of fact. Like you're so like sure, like you got it down.
Definitely.
You know, and as I listen to Grateful, great album by the way.
Thank you.
But I wonder that sometimes is it too much for people? Is it too would people view it as like kind of going over their head? Do you worry about that with fans?
I definitely think about it. I wouldn't say I worry about it per se, but I am conscious of it. And like I said, it's gonna be a slow burn because you have to be in the mood for that, right? You're not gonna go to King of Diamonds bumping Grateful on the way.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna get you in the mood to have that experience. You listen to this when you on the fence, like, should I leave my job? Should I, what should I go for my dreams? That's when my album comes into play.
Right.
So it's gonna be a slow burn because it takes a certain person to be at that situation in their life.
Right.
So maybe that's why you have a problem with J. Cole.
That could
You
be-
know,
that
now,
could be a
Jay,
number of
let
reasons
me
for
let me
that.
tell
That could be a
you.
number of reasons for
Shit,
that.
here you go.
Fat, let me tell you,
Once
Bobby.
a week with
Here
this
we
shit.
go.
Okay,
Here we go.
I'm just thinking that I figured it out, right? Because he's just not, J. Cole's not one of his favorite artists, but J. Cole is one of those type of artists that, he's like that. To try to get you through shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? J. Cole trying to get you through that breakup, trying to get you through losing, whatever you done lost. And J. Cole is kind of a sense of reason where, he raps about certain things that makes you reflect on life,
Absolutely.
right? So maybe,
Absolutely.
I know you're like the king of the turn up. You like to
No,
make those
Kiki,
records
listen,
that like
Kiki.
them to twerk.
Listen, Kiki.
But just maybe.
No, listen, Kiki. Everything you just said about J. Cole, I don't find because I found it in Tupac. I just don't feel that shit with that nigga, man. When I heard Tupac, man, Tupac make you laugh, cry.
You can't
made me
compare them
wanna-
two. Don't do that.
That's what I'm saying, though. But everything she's saying that J. Cole represents, I'm like, I just don't feel that nigga, man. I don't feel that nigga, man. I don't want to sound like the J. Cole hater, man. Like when I left last week, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I went back and I started listening to the Born Center.
Yeah.
And one of my partners been trying to get me to listen to I think it's Friday Night Lights.
You need to listen to
Yeah.
Forest Hill Drive, bro.
Yeah.
So I didn't listen to that.
That's his best work.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's his best work.
for me, man, I'm not no hater. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna take a whole month and I'm just gonna listen to J. Cole on my own personal time. The best time I do listen to music that I don't like is when I'm on road trips.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on road
Yeah.
trips because like right now, she say you need to go listen to this. I won't listen to it on the way home.
Yeah.
I
Right.
wait till I'm in the car.
Right.
Give you an
Yeah.
example. When I really started about 07, 08, when I really started being on the road, I went to New York and I was telling like my top 5 albums and shit. They were like, man, what about Illmatic? And I'm like, I never really listened to it.
Right.
So when I got on the road and I started listening to Illmatic, I'm like, yo, this nigga was talking that shit before Jay-Z.
Right.
Now you start to realize, like, wait a minute. Jay-Z said, you made it a hot line, I made it a hot
right,
song.
right.
He like, wait a minute, I don't know, because this nigga Nas is talking that gangster shit.
Yeah.
So I'm one of them niggas where, like, I can be honest and say this. I've been secretly listening to J. Cole just so I can give a different opinion
Yeah.
by the end of the month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a fair shot, because I'm so Tupac biased. Lil Boosie, like I remember when people didn't like Lil Boosie and I started playing them songs, like, bro, he talked that shit like Pac. They give me that void that hip hop don't give me right now.
Right. A lot of them speak from the same place. They're from different areas.
Yeah.
You got a
And they appeal
biracial
to
kid
different
that grew
people.
up in North Carolina. He ain't gonna have the same story as Pac, but he speaks from the same place. Kendrick the same way, but he's from Compton.
And I think, you know what, you're right. Because I'm so Kendrick Lamar biased, I be thinking there's nobody harder than K. Dot.
They speak from the same place. They just got different approaches. Boosie the same way.
Nah, Kendrick, that dude, bro.
I fuck with
Kendrick
K.
is
Dot.
that dude.
I fuck
It's
with
a
K. Dot.
difference between him and Cole.
Shout out to Compton.
It's a difference,
Shout out to
But I
Compton,
feel you though.
but-
I feel you for sure.
Shout out
for
to
sure.
Compton.
And I
Tan
think it
Burger.
comes down to like the same way people kind of favor Kendrick over J. Cole and kind of favor Jay over Nas. I think a lot of it has to do with beat selection.
Yeah,
man.
of course.
Like,
we spoke on that last week.
Yeah.
We spoke on that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what got me with J. Cole, too, because when I hear a lot of this shit, I just be like, I just don't be feeling it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Hey, I don't want to sound like the hater, bro, but I just don't feel that nigga, man.
And that was a lot of the issue with Nas early on.
Yeah.
Beat
I
selection.
seen an article earlier this year on Vlad TV where somebody said Nas had to be the worst beat picker in rap history.
Yeah, Vlad
It's
said
true.
that himself.
But
It's true.
you ever heard Nas like on like that DJ Khaled new CD, or you just hear him on features and
murdered
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Murdered it.
But you know the thing about Nas? Nas is his writer, so he has rhymes written before he hears the beat.
Wow.
But I'm like that too.
Yeah, and Pac,
Yeah.
Pac was like that. So it's a lot of times it's not meshing the same way like a Jay. Jay goes in there and whatever the beat is telling him,
Yeah.
he's rapping to it. Biggie
Yeah.
was the same way. Nas is coming in with a rhyme and he's trying to fit it
Yeah.
to this 16 bars, of music or
And
what have
even
you.
with Pac, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you listen to a lot of Pac early shit, that shit wasn't always jamming.
Right.
It's like when he got over there, like, I would say
Dre.
right, with Dre, when he got over there with Dre, and they
It's
started
over.
giving him the West Coast, because he technically, the
Thug
nigga
life,
wasn't from the
niggas
West Coast.
No, he was born in the East.
Yeah, he was
Born
on the
in New
East.
York.
Yeah.
He was spinning that East
Brother.
Coast shit. Me against the Me Against the World.
That's
the
my
beaches,
favorite. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Listen,
Don't you
man.
dare.
Listen,
You might well
somebody
switch
gotta
up
say
there.
it.
No, I'm
Say it.
gonna be
You gotta
honest with
say
you.
it, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of like, I don't know, like, Me Against the World, to me, the beats wasn't as hard as All Eyes on Me, but everything that nigga was talking about in there touched me more.
Yeah.
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 You know, that's just
Yeah.
me being honest, man. It touched me more. I felt like when he got to Death Row, it was so gangster, but at the same time, it was almost like it wasn't him.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean?
He's trying to put on for Death Row.
Yeah, it was
but
like,
then, bro,
it
but-
got so
No
gangster.
disrespect, though. Hold on, let me. Anybody why don't
Here
don't
come
get
the
it twisted.
here come the Tupac fans.
I'm a diehard Tupac fan.
Yeah.
But no disrespect. I'm just a nigga. I done been around a lot of different people in my life, and when I heard All Eyes on Me from Me Against the World, it just sounded like two
But
different
but check it out. Listen to Machiavelli. Toss It Up off Machiavelli. That's a whole different Tupac.
I love it. See, that's my favorite Tupac CD.
Yeah.
Cause it don't sound it's
word.
nothing like All Eyes on Me.
Machiavelli sound like this nigga knew he was finna die. This nigga was pissed. Every
He
song,
knew. He really
every
knew.
single song, he was
Tupac
pissed
knew.
off. He
Hey,
talking
real-
about Diddy on
Hey,
that
real,
motherfucker.
let me-
shit. They say a bunch of them records was
He was
done
savage,
during
bro.
All Eyes on Me. He just didn't put them out. They say
Yeah.
Hail Mary was done way before.
Because he did
Machiavelli.
100 songs. He wrote 100 songs in jail.
Yeah.
And he did like 100 songs a day though, right? Like he was a beast
Yeah, he was
in the
supposed to
studio.
like 3 records
Crazy
a
work
day.
ethic.
But you know what they said though too, man. I seen this video the other day.
Legend.
This OG Blood nigga was saying how like when Pac got out of prison, Suge took him from the airport, got him something to eat,
Took him to
took him to
studio.
the studio, didn't let him go nowhere.
Yeah.
But you know,
Smart.
Pac was a visionary.
Smart.
Pac knew, because the thing with contracts, he knew he had a certain amount of albums and records to get out before he can get out of Death Row. He wasn't trying to stay with Death Row. He was just trying to get out of jail.
Jail.
Right.
He couldn't afford bail.
Nigga was smart.
So
Yeah.
he was trying to put out as much material
Yeah.
as possible to get away from Death Row, because he was going to start One Nation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never knew that.
What was One Nation? Was that
East
That was a
Coast,
group.
East and West.
Coast
Because
together.
only niggas he didn't fuck with was Big and like Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
Like Mobb
But he
Deep.
fuck with like he fuck with Tresh the
Tresh.
long way.
Yeah.
He fuck with Meth and Redman. They was on All Eyes
All
on Me.
Eyes on Me.
He
Yeah,
fuck
they
with a lot
so
of niggas.
slept on. They was hot.
He fuck with a lot of niggas on
Most
the
of the
East.
niggas on Hit 'Em Up was from the East Coast too.
Yeah,
I
they
think
from
about it.
Jersey.
Yeah, from Jersey.
Yeah.
And we still can't name their names.
I was finna say.
Like,
Outlaw.
Like,
them to die, though.
anybody
Yeah,
that
Outlaws.
ever rapped with
Yeah,
Pac, like I
Outlaws,
don't
yeah.
know their names. Like I
Nah,
don't
I
know
just
who they are.
salute them. They had Gaddafi. I remember that nigga name.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, shout out to
Hey man, hold on. I just don't like. I gotta say this, man. I just dislike what Fun Master Flex just did.
Oh man,
Oh,
bogus for that. He
man.
bogus for that.
I don't hate too many people, but I hate what he did because I
Yeah.
feel like it's cool to disagree with a nigga credibility, man. But when a nigga's been dead 20-some years,
yeah.
Yeah,
don't like if I was in a room and a DJ disrespected PMC, I'd probably still off on that nigga.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
the second time he
Yeah.
done that.
But
Somebody
you know
get
what?
at that nigga, man.
I just feel like he feels like there's nobody right now that is going to go up against what he said because you got a whole generation that don't know Pac.
But like anything else, that same energy you putting out, you gonna get that back tenfold.
yeah,
it's
yeah. No, absolutely.
Lost respect for
Shout
me.
out
Oh, yeah,
to
definitely.
shout out to everybody that's on Facebook that's joining us right now. We got a lot of people joining in. Terrence Hadley
Yeah.
says "Me Against the World"
Right.
is a classic.
I do, but I get it. I get it. I get what the
Shout out to Baron.
complaints.
Dwayne Head, who said he's a hoe. I think they were talking about Funk Master
Funk.
Flex. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there was somebody else that was on here that said they couldn't believe that they didn't like Illmatic, so he was out. So
You know the thing?
I never said. I never.
somebody
no, that
said
shit-
this, whoever said that they
said it,
No. What I
Illmatic.
said was like, you understand? When you go to New York and you get these interviews, first thing is, oh, you from Texas? Oh, you from the South? What's your favorite records? And I tell them, I'm like, it was Pac,
Ball,
Biggie.
MJG,
Yeah, I said
that
Pac,
type of
Biggie,
shit.
Rakim, Master P, and Pimp C. And they were like, Rakim? I'm like, yeah, that nigga was the freshest nigga ever. When I was a young nigga,
Right.
like a little kid, I remember being in my uncle's house, seeing Rakim with the Gucci and shit on.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
that. He didn't even cuss, bro.
Yeah,
This nigga didn't cuss.
not at all.
But I didn't name like Illmatic is none of my favorite and shit. I didn't, I'm like, yo, I just never listened to it.
Yeah.
The first nigga from New York, on God, that I ever listened to was DMX and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I started falling in love with the Locks and then Busta Rhymes. I started hearing Busta Rhymes talking shit.
Yeah.
Then I got,
Some of the
like
best
I said, when
music
I got my
videos
when I
ever.
first
Rap
saw it,
history.
I listened to
Real
Illmatic
talk.
and I say, I was like, damn, why did I not listen to this 10 years ago?
You know
But
what?
it
They
wasn't
should-
like Illmatic had there wasn't no music out there like on the radio. Like down here in
Nah.
Texas,
Nah.
we didn't play Nas like that.
my partner from Oklahoma had Illmatic. This was 94. I was jamming Thug Life.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's the little dude with the afro? And he used to jam, and I was like, I ain't really on it. I caught wind of it probably 2 years later when I got to high school. But the thing about music too, it holds a time period.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to that shit now, you ain't gonna feel it the same way Cass was jamming it in '94 because it's that time piece. Just like Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
If you weren't jamming that shit, if you weren't jamming that shit in
was
03,
hard,
you ain't gonna
bro.
understand how big and how influential Snoop in the early '90s. You ain't gonna understand that. That's all it was the Chronic and Dre and
Doggy Style.
like that was it. Like that was it. But whoever you told that to, they should have respected it because it wouldn't be no Nas without Rakim.
Yeah, but the thing about it, they think that people are South just uneducated and that we don't really know hip hop. I just think it just matters when you hear it.
Yeah, and music don't come down like that. Just like they a
don't
lot of
listen
East
to
Coast
Pimp
people
C
didn't know
like
about
that.
UGK till Big
Right.
Pimpin'.
Right.
So
I didn't know
nigga,
about Jay-Z.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had been jamming Pimp and Bun. So it's
Well,
like,
let me just say for the record, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of people that's gonna talk about me like this. Y'all come on ahead, but you know what? I got proof. I got receipts, bitch. Okay. Let me tell you.
It's finna get official right now.
Jay-Z was not the hottest rapper. Jay-Z, there was a time when Jay-Z couldn't rap. There was a
you
time.
can't say he couldn't rap.
There
You
was a
can't say
time.
that.
Yes.
Retract that
yes.
When he couldn't
statement.
rap?
Retract that
He
statement.
rapped. He
Retract
just
that
didn't
statement.
rap well.
He
There
did
was
rap well.
No.
Probably when Biggie
No.
was alive.
Retract.
Nah,
Retract.
don't disrespect
No,
the
no,
GOAT.
no.
That's the GOAT.
Okay.
Jay-Z is the
Display
GOAT.
the
cameras
period.
off.
Here we go. I find it.
Reasonable doubt.
This
This is fine.
This statement does
Jay-Z
not
is the
reflect the
GOAT,
rest of these
period.
guys
Jay-Z is
on
the
the
GOAT.
table.
All right,
There
go.
was a time when Jay-Z was whack. He was whack. To me,
Stop.
Reasonable
Stop
Doubt
it.
was
Stop it.
not.
You didn't like Reasonable Doubt?
No.
When
No.
last time you listened to it?
It's been a while. I'll admit, it's been a while. So
Give it
I might
a
have to do
chance.
some
Give it a
homework like
chance.
fast on
Jay-Z is
this
the
This
GOAT.
nigga said, the nigga
Sean
said,
Carter.
The nigga said, I never prayed to God. I prayed to God.
God.
I was like, what? Yeah. Like, that shit was so,
Bro,
on
don't
so many
disrespect
levels. I'm
this
like,
dude.
you know, King,
Jay-Z
man,
is the GOAT.
I ain't gonna knock
Wicked.
Jay-Z, man.
Jay-Z is
There
the
was a
GOAT.
time.
live.
It wasn't to me. It wasn't
Yeah.
until what was it the
Blueprint?
blueprint?
Blueprint.
Yeah, that he
Wow,
really.
you caught on late.
Yeah, till
Nah,
I
but that's
really
when-
felt like
Blueprint.
That's when
he
most
was really
people-
But
dope.
that's
Gave it
most
to
people
him,
down south is like that.
When we
They
heard
didn't
Big
know.
Pimpin',
Shout out to Melinda because she says the same thing on Facebook. Thank you. He couldn't rap at one point in time. Exactly.
I've never heard Jay-Z not rap.
No.
Yeah.
You just wasn't a
Now,
fan of him.
I
You just
would
wasn't a fan.
say there was a point where I guess people down here didn't accept him as a good songwriter.
Well,
until
also
then.
too, you
But he
got
can rap.
part
forever.
part of my argument too is and
You a Pac fan, right?
I was a Pac
Of course
fan.
you're not gonna be Jay-Z fan.
So
I feel
I was
that.
a Pac
I feel
fan.
that.
Fuck Jay-Z.
Yeah.
What's up, nigga?
Bro, Pac didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel that though.
Yeah.
I know he had like some qualities that didn't make people necessarily gravitate towards him until the blueprint. And I think people kind of skew how successful Reasonable Doubt was because it wasn't like some major hit out there.
No, it was like-
it was one of those things
Yeah.
as time passed and you went back, you was like, oh,
Right.
this is that dude. But
Right.
when it 1st came out, people wasn't crazy.
No.
You know what else, too?
For sure.
I think he really showed the world that you need the South. Because I feel like when he got with UGK,
Yeah.
He
they put
approached
him
him
on a
about
bigger
that
platform.
record.
They
But
put
he
him
had been
on-
jamming UGK
But you know,
Yeah.
Pimp C
Nah,
didn't
he
like
know-
that
he know-
nigga.
he
Pimp C
needed
did
it.
not want to do
Pimp C
that
didn't want to
record.
do that shit, man.
Yeah.
because of Pac.
Yo, and the story
Yeah.
behind they got an article on
Yeah.
DJBooth.net
Yeah.
about like Pimp C was so not with that record. One, Bun had to like go
Yeah.
through all limps to get him to do it. But even shooting the video, the stuff, Pimp, like so he got the scene.
He got
right-
there late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got there
On
late,
purpose.
and they got it's the only scene in the video where it's not with everybody else.
Right.
He got out the car when you see the video.
He
He, in
got-
the car.
he got
Aaron
Aaron
out. He
Hall
was
White
like,
with him.
"Y'all are finna film me by this car." They're like,
Yeah.
"Pimp, we can't do that. Y'all
Yeah.
motherfuckers are gonna film me
Shout
in
out
front
to
of this
Pimp.
car."
Let me, and that
Like,
wasn't the
what a
first
bo-
time that he
Nah.
did that. He
What a
did that a
boss.
lot.
A
He
lot.
did that a lot because one time when I was still working at the radio station, he actually had an interview that was going to be done. But we wanted to take him inside, of the location where the venue where we were at to do the interview. He was like, no. Right here by the truck. Here by the truck. We're going to do it right here.
That's Pimp.
And he was not budging.
That's the yin and yang in Pimp and Bun.
Yeah.
Bun is more cordial. Okay, let's do this. Whatever you want to do.
Pimp C's a man got his mind made up.
He's an alpha male.
They were a perfect combination.
Y'all know how many endorsement deals, though, Pimp C said no to when he got out of jail? Like, Bun, this is a true story. Bun said they fucked up the Microsoft deal. It was just so much
Microsoft,
shit. Man, it was so...
Lord.
I bullshit you now. When I was living in Houston and all this shit, when Pimp got out of jail, bro, you just thought the text was finna just really be on, but Pimp wasn't going for that shit. He had been institutionalized, reading them books, and when he got out and seen Bun was fucking with fake niggas, Pimp went, I ain't fucking with them niggas, man.
Right.
And so just think, if you got that mentality, I ain't doing that shit. They was, like you said, yin and yang, but that shit was, I think they was doing like this. Pimp C was trying to go here and Bun was trying to go here.
Right.
Yeah.
You can hear it in the music.
And that's what makes him an icon too. Like,
Definitely.
Not giving a fuck nature. Like, he did not give a fuck for sure.
When you was in high school, who was you jamming?
When I was in high school,
shit.
You say you were 25?
Kanye.
25, yeah.
Okay.
Kanye for sure. Kanye for sure. Kanye, Gucci was hot then. OJ the Juice Man was hot then when I was in high school. Yeah. OJ the Juice Man.
I ain't seen
Juice
him.
Man.
OJ the Juice Man was hot.
I remember him, Damn.
I know people won't understand it if you wasn't in the suburbs, but Lil B was that dude in the suburbs.
Bass guy
Bass
fuck my
guy
bitch.
was that dude
Bass guy
in the
fuck my
suburbs.
bitch.
I'm gonna
Thank
come
you,
out
Bass
and
guy.
say it. I'm gonna come out and say it. Lil
Wait,
B.
like...
Oh, we was jamming Lil B hard.
So
in
this
the
is
suburbs.
I have never believed
Period.
the hype of Lil B.
Hey,
Okay,
Tell
first I
Lil
felt
B
some,
is the
I felt
originator
some-
of mumble rap.
Yeah.
Okay, yes he is.
Shout out to the Bay, man.
Fact. My G, that is a fact. Lil B
Really?
is the creator of mumble rap. But okay, for example, like with Yachty now, people like, oh, I don't get it, and I don't necessarily bump Yachty. Shout out to Lil Yachty, young black male getting money.
Right.
But I was like, I don't get it. Then I realized for the suburb culture, he's our Lil B. Lil B, like the skinny jeans, wearing the Toms and the Vans.
Yeah.
If you wasn't in the suburb, you wouldn't understand that culture. Like, he was like the guy where hip-hop heads would be like, oh, he's not rapping, he's not talking about nothing. That's what drew us to him, because it's like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
He's just saying whatever. So Lil B was really hot where I was at. And then when I got to like 09, 010, J. Cole was like first coming out, and then it was like a race, I don't know, to discover like, oh, he's gonna be that next dude. We was on J. Cole like 2000. I ironically heard J. Cole on the way to Club Cirque in 2010. Yeah, I heard
on the
J.
way
Cole.
to the club.
On the way to the club.
On the way to dance to Rag Daddy.
Okay. This how much people didn't really know who he was. So a dude had J. Cole in the car, but I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, who is this? This dude can rap. He was like, oh, this Currency. I'm like, dog, that's why I was smoking weed 17, 18.
Yeah.
I'm like, this don't sound like Currency. He like, bro, I'm telling you, this Currency. And I got so moved by his music, I looked him up. And I kept typing all the names of these songs. This dude named J. Cole keep popping up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this gonna be that dude. It's gonna be that dude. But yeah, when I was in high school, Gucci was king. Like, and Wayne.
Yeah.
That
that'd have been mixtape Wayne.
That 05 through 09 Wayne is one of the most dominant stretches in hip hop
Straight
history
up.
for me.
No lie.
He had like
no
the
lie.
Drought 3, the Dedication, like Lil Wayne was in his
classic.
bag, and you were thinking like he's gonna run out of punchlines at one point.
Yeah, right.
And then when he got to the point where he said the fucking ABCs in the round, I was like, this dude has supreme confidence. Right now. But yeah, I guess Lil Wayne was the hottest. Gucci was hot. OJ had like a little run. And then my tail end of high school, J. Cole, Currency, Wiz Khalifa, Kush and Orange Juice days started sneaking through.
They all on the freshman cover. I was over like looking that up.
Yeah.
Cause he said J. Cole. He's like, all these niggas was on the freshman cover.
Now, what year was that? What year was that freshman?
2010 or 11? It was like J. Cole, Meek Mill.
10, I think.
Nipsey Hussle,
9?
Wiz, OJ, Freddie Gibbs, J. Rock, Big Sean.
All of them still rocking
Mac
strong
Miller.
today.
Mac Miller on there?
Not this one. This was
Who's on the cover?
Yeah, that was 2010 freshman
Yeah,
cover.
2010.
So who's on the 2010 XXL freshman cover that we don't hear from anymore? Is there anybody on
Somebody named Donis. I heard him.
I remember Donis.
I don't know
For
who
Sean.
that is.
Somebody named for Sean, but everybody else you heard from.
Sean used to be hot. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
hot. But that 2011 class, I think, was the hardest one. It was like Kendrick,
That's a cold
Lil B,
class.
Yeah.
Yellow Wolf,
Yellow Wolf.
Yeah.
Big Crit, Saw How to Prince.
That's a cold
Yeah.
Yeah,
class.
that was a cold class.
I'm gonna shout out to Lil B. I'm gonna tell y'all why. When I first got in the game, the Pack, he was in the group, the Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I went out to the
Oh,
West
them
Coast. Them
bands.
niggas
Hot.
was buzzing.
Them niggas
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
hot,
all
yeah.
them niggas still got money too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lil
Pack
B,
was
Lil B
hot.
was just always just the extra nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was the group, but it was Lil B.
Now, was Lil B gay?
Nah, fuck.
I don't know. I
He ain't
think
gay, bro.
Just
He
'cause of
fuck
the
a lot
album
bitches,
title?
man.
Yeah,
no,
he
I
does.
mean, no, he like wore big earrings.
But he had
and
an
like
album
square
called I'm Gay.
earrings,
He had
and
an
the
album
album
called
was
And
called
it
I'm
got
Gay.
people talking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trolling,
That was
like,
all the-
I fucked
it was
my
like Lil
main
Yachty.
bitch,
Same
and she
thing Lil
hungry,
Yachty.
Spanked her.
They
Told my
did-
main bitch that she worthless. Spanked her.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was trolling. Like, he was a
Marketing.
professional
It's
troll.
marketing.
It's
Like
marketing.
Yachty with the cover he got now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
he knows
That's
it's
all
going to
it
get
is.
people to talk. If y'all
Yeah.
ever seen a book called 48 Laws of Power,
Mhm.
one of the rules is court attention at all costs.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they did. Like, I don't think, like, you start thinking back, like, do you think he's really in a bedroom having
Right,
sex with another
right.
male? No, he's trying to get your attention. How successful he was in doing that? He got your attention, but did he keep it? That's
Mhm.
really debatable, right? But
Right.
Mhm.
he definitely, he made his mark. And I do think he's the original
Oh, yeah.
mumble rap, like,
Definitely,
rapper, for sure.
definitely.
I'm gonna have to go back and brush up on my Little B because I
You might
wouldn't
not
even-
get it,
I
man.
wouldn't
I
even
might not get
recommend
it,
it. I
but-
wouldn't even recommend
You
it.
wouldn't recommend it?
Nah.
They
Nah.
don't hit like they used to.
Because
man.
even me,
Okay.
like, though, I came from that, like, culture that accepted that. Even now, like, I don't even listen to that
That was
anymore,
during that
but-
time.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that cooking dance and when jerking
Yeah.
was, like, the
Yeah.
biggest stuff
Right.
ever. Yeah, that was that Lil B era.
Swag shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like they took a lot of that.
See, I
from
like
us.
music though. So you know that.
Yeah.
I just how I know
Yeah.
about Lil B, man.
Yeah, Lil B was that dude.
I've been to one of his shows too.
Really?
Yeah. And like dudes would literally walk up to him like, Lil B, you can fuck my bitch.
yeah, I was just
Fuck
saying
my
Lil
Lil
B,
B.
please.
Really?
Yeah.
Basically,
Like, if that girl would
yeah.
be with him, please. Like, you
Fuck
can
my
fuck my
bitch.
bitch. Lil
Really?
B.
Please fuck my
Yeah.
bitch.
crazy.
Bitch,
That
That's
is
wild.
insane.
That's
That's
wild.
the reason why KD will never get
That
a
is
championship.
insane.
Yeah, oh yeah, he got
Yeah,
curses.
he got him
He got a
cursed.
curse on KD. He got a curse on James Harden, and
Yeah.
like he was like, oh, they got a curse, and then they would have a bad season like right
Yeah,
after that.
yeah,
When you get
yeah,
that
and he
little
would
B
tweet
curse,
about it.
That's
Tweet about it.
crazy.
see you
Sorry,
disrespect,
KD. No
you
championship,
disrespected the
KD.
base god. Now you
But
gotta get that
he
back
out
in.
there with him, so he might
Yeah.
reverse it.
He might if he
You
gotta
might reverse it
apologize.
if you
For
get,
KD.
If
Gotta
you
apologize.
apologize, yeah, you apologize.
Base
Should
god.
reverse
So
that base
let
god.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this because we always ask all of our guests. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with this question. This is usually Fat's question,
Yeah.
but give us your top 5 MCs of all time.
Jay-Z, Eminem, Tupac, Andre 3000, Kendrick Lamar.
Off the
I
cuff.
don't got nothing to think about.
Off the
Damn.
cuff.
Nothing to think of.
I can't disagree with them.
Jay-Z, Eminem,
That's a
Tupac.
good one.
Hold on.
You said
Kendrick
You
Lamar,
got-
Andre 3000. Yeah.
I respect it. You kind of young though for that list though, man.
Well, one, Jay-Z, that's my favorite rapper ever.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
period. That's not even a close second for me. And I
Okay.
know people got Nas up there, Biggie up there, but
Right.
respect to them, and I know they pay the way for people like me and Fat to do our thing, but it's just Jay-Z's just the GOAT. Like, that's not, I don't even know how this is even a conversation anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
you 25, right?
Yeah, I'm 25.
So-
Jay-Z,
so-
So
So you was 5.
yeah, when
Okay,
they
when
were,
so-
Reasonable Doubt came out.
the first,
so
yeah,
the first album for
6.
you would be The Blueprint.
Nah,
No, hell no.
Okay, the first 2 rappers I remember hearing was Tupac and Will Smith.
How though?
That's the first 2 rappers I remember
Okay.
hearing. But
Shout out to
going
Jada.
back, I remember
Shout out to
watching
Will,
like
too.
Shout out to getting jiggy with it.
yeah. All right, so since I was a kid, getting jiggy with it was the shit. It was the shit. It didn't
Shout
have
out
it.
to Will Smith.
It didn't have as much staying power when you go back and listen to it for a 5-year-old. That was
Yeah.
the shit. That was like Kids Bop or
Say
some
Big
shit.
Willie style is slept on though.
Yo.
I can't even front. I was jamming
He
Big
won a
Willie style
Grammy,
not too
bro.
long
He
ago.
won a Grammy. I'm
He
just
sold
saying.
a bunch of albums with
All
that.
right, but yeah, but when I saw Jay-Z, that was the first rapper I saw. I was scared of Tupac when I was a kid. Like, I was legitimately like, okay, this dude would shoot me in the face. Like, when I
Yeah.
saw Hail Mary, I was like, I'm terrified of him.
Yeah.
When I saw Jay-Z, that was the first rapper that I wanted to be like.
Yeah.
I'm like, just
Makes
something about
sense.
him. Like,
Makes
he just, and like, he just won. He just won. Like, whatever the rap game is, the music business, he won.
Yeah.
He won the game. Like, he got more #1 albums than Elvis. Only the Beatles, which is a group, had more #1 albums than Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He sold so many records. He married Beyonce, which is arguably the greatest artist ever. He just won. He won the game.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
the game is, he just won that shit.
Shout out to that Destiny Child pussy.
1996. 1996,
Yeah.
Jay-Z was hot. It's 2017. He is still hot.
Yeah.
He's on The Shining. DJ Khaled and Beyonce. He just won.
And is about to and like he's gonna have not a tour, but he's got a big festival's coming up.
Yeah, he got
Made in
Made in
America.
America.
Yeah, Made in
Yeah,
America,
him
and
headlining
Cole
that.
headlining.
He's headlining ACL Festival in Austin. He's headlining another third festival. Like,
With
which
no
makes me
album.
think he got another
So
album
no.
coming.
What that means is that there's an album.
Oh, there's
coming.
an album
It
coming.
better be.
Anytime
It
he
better
gets
be.
I seen
active,
him with Swiss Beats the other day.
yeah,
better be.
you know
You see
Swizz working on the
Jay-Z
album,
with Zaytoven.
Come on, bro.
He won. He just won. And I know people think, oh, it's too premature to put Kendrick. I want to put a little
Asterisk.
a little nugget with Kendrick.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you listen to Damn, listen to the album in reverse. It's
Somebody just told me that.
It's a whole
Somebody
nother album.
just told me that the other
Kendrick,
day.
Yo,
Yeah.
tell me somebody that had a 4 album, Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. Tell me somebody definitively that had a 4 album stretch better than Kendrick Lamar. I'll wait. Cat Williams style. Don't worry, I'll wait.
I got one person
Who?
that I could say.
Shut
I
up.
can't say better, but only one person come to mind. That's Ye.
Yay, but
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
my only
No.
asterisk. My
Comes to mind. I'm not saying he's better, but give me Ye's first 4 albums and put him up to Kendrick's.
Okay, I personally think Ye has the best catalog ever. But, however, I feel like I got Kanye in a different category. I have him best rap artist versus rapper because he doesn't do all his own writing. You're taking the best.
Gotcha.
You're getting like,
Well,
if you
This
write.
nigga smart, man.
Okay, you write.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the stipulations
Okay,
were.
okay. So for example, you writing a verse for me, you writing a verse for me, you writing a verse.
I don't believe he does that though.
You know that's proof.
that?
Saha the Prince,
No.
Rhyme
But he doesn't give him the
Consequence.
whole verse. He's not giving them verses.
Rhyme Fest wrote pretty much all of Jesus Walks, and that was the first song about Christianity that they played in a club.
As hearsay.
They played that song in the club.
That's hearsay.
Well, hold on. But listen, I'm going to be real with you.
That's hearsay.
We don't know what other niggas got going on in the studio.
True.
So when I got to L.A., that's when I got woke up to what the game really is, nigga.
Kanye to me is the first nigga that ever said that's what he was doing. Nobody ever just said, yo, because that's what Ye does. He flies everybody out. They have studio
writing
sessions.
sessions.
What's
Yeah,
your idea? What's your idea? Okay,
Shout out
we
to
gonna-
him
we gonna
being
use
on
those
the
2
top
bars.
of a hill in Montana right now.
Shout out to Kanye.
Yeah,
he's a goat. Don't get me wrong. He's a
making
goat.
it
And I
happen
think
again.
his catalog is untouched. You got College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreaks, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is personally my favorite album
Yeezus,
ever.
though. Yeezus jam to me, bro.
Jesus
go hard.
Yeah.
Life of Pablo. I'm not gonna criticize it.
I don't-
but
I like Life of Pablo.
It's tight.
Life
It's
of
tight.
Pablo was really good. But you know,
but-
Life of Pablo was an art. You got to look at it like that. You can't look at it like you can't even compare him to any of his other albums. Life
Nah,
of
you
Pablo
can't. You can't.
is a work
You know
of
what?
art.
Ultra
It's-
Light Beam is
honestly-
like Picasso.
Honestly,
like, straight up.
it's too early to put Kendrick in this conversation. We just
I
gotta
respect
we
that.
gotta
I
we gotta let
respect
time. We both know it's dope. We gotta let time tell what's gonna be.
Please listen to Damn in reverse.
So,
And
like,
tell me
start
this
from what was
man.
it?
Regardless,
So
Tell me
the
this
last
man.
song is
The last song is Duckworth,
Duckworth.
where he's talking about the story of Top Dog, the
about to kill
creator.
his, almost killing his
Yeah,
pops
almost
and all
killing
that.
his father. Kendrick's father worked at a Popeyes. Top Dog was about to rob the Popeyes. He had just did one before.
Wait, don't tell it all because I haven't listened in reverse
It's not
yet.
a movie, Kiki.
No, it's just a song. Yeah, even no, it
No,
being in
because the
reverse won't
story
affect the
changes.
story.
The story
No,
changes,
it
right?
doesn't change.
No,
It doesn't
but
change.
okay, what I'm saying right now won't affect the story as a whole.
Okay.
Okay, I won't tell a movie. My mom loves telling movies.
Yeah.
That's the reason I ain't seen Fast and Furious. My mom told me the movie. All right, so in Duckworth, Kendrick, Top Dog, he's about to rob a Popeyes. Kendrick's father works at the Popeyes. Kendrick's dad felt that Top Dog Anthony was finna do something weird.
So he hooked
So
him
he
up
gave him
with
free
food,
chicken, free
food,
biscuits, and
yeah.
stuff like that. So based off the positive energy that Kendrick's dad gave Top Dog, he decided not to rob the place.
The place.
So-
and coincidentally, he ends up signing his son 20 years later.
Okay, so so the whole story is basically like based off this one positive decision that changed like the course of rap history. As if he was like,
Right.
he's like, if Anthony killed Ducky, Top Dog will be serving life, and I grow up without a father and die in a gunfight.
Yeah.
Okay, if you listen to it in reverse, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I can say, if you ever seen the movie Matrix, there's like a red pill and a blue pill, and you have two different scenarios
like
that
taking a
happen.
blue pill.
That's what Damn is as an album. If you listen to it,
So you go to
from
God,
reverse,
then you go to Fear,
yeah, you go to Duckworth, to God, to
Fear.
and it's a whole nother album. He
X.
got you 2 albums in one. Like,
Damn.
I know it's premature to most people, and Kendrick
What made
is
you, hold on. Stop. Wait. What
Yeah.
made you even do that? What made you even say I'm gonna listen to this shit?
okay. So it was rumored. Okay, so first when
They say
Yeah,
it's
it
gonna
was
put out 2 albums
a
anyway.
rumor.
Okay, it was
that
a
was
rumor.
going
Yeah,
around.
so
Yeah.
Kendrick released Damn, and it's like him, I guess, with like red brick in the background, and he's looking down, and it's like Damn, and it's like, oh, he might release another album on Sunday, like on some resurrection
Shit, yeah.
to Easter Sunday,
Yeah.
Right.
because his picture on Spotify, he had like blue brick in the background.
Right.
So people start going ham, and I read all these articles like, okay, Kendrick was rumored to drop another album on Sunday, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So it was like, but he really did give you 2 albums. If you listen to a reverse, it's a whole nother album. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I listened to it, and then when you play the first song, Kid Capri, that's basically narrating the album, he was like, okay, we're gonna take it in reverse.
Right.
I said, oh my
Right.
God.
And then you
This
hear it
dude
at
is
the
the
end
legend.
where he goes in reverse and he states the statement.
Yeah.
I was taking a walk the other day, which
and
is
it
the
stops.
beginning.
And it stops.
Yo.
Yeah,
And
it
yeah.
stops.
Right.
So he had an interview with Zane Lau, and they
Mhm.
said, so he's like, in the beginning, is that the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end?
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, I can't tell you that. That's the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's a sign. So I listened to it in reverse, and I was like, yo, this dude is one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Do you feel like Kendrick is now up in the ante for hip hop as a whole?
What you mean?
Like as an individual artist, do you feel like he is at like the top of the hip hop chain?
Without question, Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper, period. Because of the little things.
Yeah.
From the skits to his dedication to making classic albums something that's gonna live for a long time. For example, I listened to Doggy Style by Snoop last week.
Mhm.
It's aging like wine.
Yeah.
Aging like wine, and I was like less than 1 years
Yeah, it's
old when that
crazy.
album came out.
Crazy.
I listened to it last week, and I'm like, oh, this is a classic. What Kendrick is doing, he's solidifying himself as just one of the greatest ever. Like, you haven't seen nobody that had this kind of attention to detail. Like, this dude is for sure the best. And there's an argument for Drake, obviously. There's an argument for Cole, etc. But Kendrick, when you think of Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn.
Stuff.
Come on, man. And it's like everybody, it's one thing to put out something dope when nobody has any expectations for you. When everybody's, when a masterpiece
delivering.
is the standard, a masterpiece is the expectation, and you deliver 2 albums in one, like, he's that dude, man.
Yeah.
He
Why,
that dude.
why is J. Cole not in your top, though? I'm not J. Cole. Take that back. Forgive me, y'all. I meant Drake. I don't know why I'm thinking about
This is
J.
the
Cole.
king. This is the
Okay,
king, y'all.
um,
This is the king.
'Cause Drake is one of my favorite.
Same.
He's like one of the people I love to listen to a Drake project.
I love Drake for sure. I think I won't even address the ghostwriting rumors and stuff like that. But I feel like Drake doesn't have. He has like classic albums. I guess you can argue that Take Care is a classic, or Nothing Was the Same as a classic. But Drake don't have any masterpieces. He has a bunch of hits.
Yeah.
Like, with no disrespect whatsoever, I think Drake, just a little bit better, is this generation's Nelly.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Ouch, nigga. No.
Okay, wait.
Bro.
Nelly has a lot of.
That's rough right
Okay,
there.
he has a bunch of hits.
No,
he has way more hits than Nelly.
I'm not-
But Nelly had just a bunch of hits. Like, we like, oh, Nelly.
People-
when
people-
Hot in
people
Here
sleep-
came out,
people sleep
that was
on
the
the 03
hottest song
Nelly.
on the planet.
For Nelly.
Yeah.
Yo,
This
you
nigga- hey, this
go
nigga
through
had the-
Nelly hits.
Nelly
Hey,
had
Nelly
bars,
had the
too.
nerve to put
Nelly
out
had
2
hits.
separate albums at the same
I
time.
remember
Nelly
that.
got
Yeah,
hits.
Sweat
Nelly
and
got
Suit.
stupid
Sweat and
hits.
Suit.
Drake has more hits. Like I said, it's another tier than Nelly.
No. What you're saying, no, that's been spoken on. People have said
Yeah,
that.
he has
Who's
way. He
hotter,
has
the
more.
04 Nelly or Drake now?
He has way more hits.
Damn, I never thought about
And
that.
people, you go to cookouts in like 2025, people gonna play the Drake hits.
I think Drake's a better rapper.
I do too.
But I see the analogy you got.
especially when, okay, the asterisks of people writing his stuff it don't sting as much now because he's the hottest. But over time, you're gonna go back to that.
It's an asterisk like Mark
It's
McGuire.
Yeah,
Same
it's
thing.
like Barry Bonds. It's like, yeah, you still have to be, no matter if you take steroids or not, you still have to be talented to hit the home runs out the park.
Yeah.
But if you're 38, 39 and you hit 70-some home runs, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't even
I know,
argue,
I
bro.
know that's an unpopular opinion, and I get the hate that comes with that.
Somebody hold on. Melinda said, would you compare Drake to John B?
No, I would not.
Not at all,
And
Melinda. Not at all.
I still think Drake is one of the greatest. I would love to meet him, but I think
You keeping it real.
what matched.
Damn.
Man,
That's
I don't even want to
interesting,
talk
though.
greasy because I haven't
That's
done what
interesting.
Drake done. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to
Yeah.
project myself like I'm credible. You feel free to disagree. Tweet me at Bobby Sessions TX. But I feel like Kendrick has undisputed masterpieces. Does Drake have an undisputed masterpiece?
True.
I'm not sure.
Because I'll be honest
He's
with
a
you.
legend. Though. He's an icon. for
Every
sure.
time I
Definitely,
listen to a
definitely.
Drake album, like I never get like what was the Views from the
View
Six?
from the 6.
Hated it.
I got
Hated that
like
album
certain
when it
records
first
from
came out.
Some records is
Yeah.
tight.
I just couldn't like I
But-
couldn't get.
but
I was depressed.
it's-
I was depressed. I wanted to shoot myself.
Yeah, but it
Okay, when I first heard the album, honestly,
yeah,
I did.
and it performed well on the charts though.
Yeah, it
A billion
did.
streams.
You know, Drake is just a different approach. That whole
Drake is
Drake
that dude.
and Kendrick conversation, we need to cease with that. That's like
I feel
comparing Nas to Jay, Pac to Big.
You're right.
Those
Mhm.
conversations should never come up. But that's
You're
what
right.
we do. We always trying to see who's the best. Is it Kobe? Is it LeBron? There's two different type of styles,
It's
man.
definitely
We can't.
LeBron.
Well, I'm thinking because hip hop is such a.
Y'all finna put some respect on LeBron's
We had
name.
this talk before y'all got in here.
Put some respect on
Capricorns.
You're right. You should not compare LeBron to Kobe. You need
Yeah.
it's LeBron. Period. Period.
December 30th, I got the same birthday here, man.
I feel that. I'm December 13th.
Murder.
Put some respect
Okay.
on
Okay.
LeBron
No.
But how
James'
many
name.
rings does LeBron have?
But how
He's still in the
many?
league.
Just saying.
Okay, hold on. Time out. We can get into this. I'm all about this. How many finals victories does Kobe have where he was undisputedly the best player? The first three
It don't, who
rings.
said it don't matter? You said it don't matter?
The first three
Nigga,
rings.
you know how many people got rings?
The first three rings Kobe got.
the water
Shaq,
boys get rings,
Shaq won
nigga.
final
Yeah.
MVP.
Janitors get
3
rings,
straight
nigga.
times. The first three rings of Kobe
but
Bryant.
But
bro.
you do know it's politics, though, right?
About no
Do you-
Shaq.
do you-
what finals was
You do understand
Shaq
if the
not
Patriots,
better than Kobe?
But you do understand if the Patriots win the Super Bowl, Brady's gonna get the MVP, right? You
Yeah.
do understand that, right?
That is true.
So you feel like it's just politics? He just got that by
But
default.
I feel like
I don't even want to talk about that because I'm a Michael Jeffrey fan. I don't even want to talk about that.
I feel that. But the difference between Tom Brady and the
still
other
lead, though.
players, like Adam Vinatieri,
Fuck
the
Kobe.
kicker, it was different from Kobe and Shaq. Let's
gotta
not
be on
act
my
like
J. Cole
Shaq
list,
wasn't
nigga.
the
No, no,
most
I'm-
dominant basketball player ever.
You're right.
Not-
I agree.
not ever, but
no,
one
I
of 'em.
agree. I agree. Ever. I agree.
LeBron,
Yeah,
who has had more pressure on them in any sport, more than LeBron, and then still exceeded that expectation.
Nobody.
This dude was 17 years old on a throne on Sports Illustrated. Can you imagine
I got
being
the,
17
I got the
Yeah.
and your
magazine.
games are on ESPN and you still winning titles? People like, oh, LeBron, he isn't clutch. Like, this dude, man, stop it. Stop it.
So you feel like Kendrick is like a LeBron?
I wouldn't say he's a LeBron because the expectations wasn't as crazy,
Yeah.
but he is.
I mean, after
the
this
greatest,
album, though.
he's the greatest of this era.
Wait a minute. We just heard Damn and some of the crazy things, you know, with listening to Damn.
Yeah.
Do you feel like right now is it safe to say that he cannot top this Damn album?
I wouldn't
Will
say
he
that.
be able to
Hell
top
no, he
Damn?
gonna top
I
it.
believe
Is he? Is this the greatest that
Kendrick
Kendrick
always
will ever be?
delivers. Kendrick always delivers.
I believe it would be very hard seeing that I now discovered that there's a whole nother layer. I do think he can top it, but it's like, to me, if Kendrick tops Damn, he's without question top 3 rappers all time, in my opinion.
I think he can top it, bro.
I think he can too.
I always think
Which-
because To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, he can't top that. Like, this
I
can't
was
be
thinking
better
that
than
he
that.
can't top that.
I thought Mad City was gonna be the greatest shit ever.
That shit is
Exactly.
cold,
And
right?
we saw that.
I'm telling you today.
Yeah.
Shout
Swear
out
to
to
God.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Like, he's that dude. He that dude.
We're gonna
Straight
go
up.
to Facebook real quick. Eldridge Mart said, "What's up, Jay? I'm watching, so shout out to you, Eldridge." But Barron says Jordan was the best in his era, Kobe was the best in his era, and now LeBron is the best
Jordan
in
is
his
the best
era.
ever.
I
Jordan
agree
is the
with
best ever.
For now.
Ain't about no
Corey Layton.
eras.
For now.
Corey Layton
For
says
now,
the
right?
fact
Jordan
that
is 6-0 in the finals.
Yeah, he is.
But we
But does
keep
that make him
6-0.
the best?
exactly
6-0 and take out the retirement. He's 8-0.
But
He's
I'm saying-
beating the Rockets.
What?
He's beating the
My
Rockets.
thing is that make him the best. It's just like Mayweather. Mayweather ain't lost a fight, but I don't think he the best fighter.
Why?
Nigga, because he pick his opponents.
Because he's defensive.
He a skin. Let me be real with you. I'm a
I don't know,
heavyweight
dog.
nigga. I like watching this get knocked the fuck out, man.
See, but
That nigga
I
Mayweather
don't
is
know.
most boring
So,
fight I ever
so
made.
you're asking me why
But
Jordan is
that'll
the
make
best?
him not great because he's not because he's boring.
Listen, man. When boxing is about being a people's champ,
Nah,
nigga, when the
boxing
people want you to
about
fight,
winning. It's
Yeah.
about winning,
Listen,
dog.
no,
It's
no,
about
fuck that.
winning. My
Listen,
nigga
bro.
wins, man. Mayweather wins.
Floyd is the new era boxer. He's about it.
I get that. I get that.
He's
Watch
about
Floyd
he's about
Mayweather
his
defensive
image.
highlights.
He's gonna fight Pacquiao. He's gonna fight him when he gets
Later
ready.
on,
He fought him already.
Hold on.
He's gonna fight him when he gets ready to fight him.
He beat
Why?
him already. What you mean?
He's
He beat him.
He's strategic.
That
He
shit
beat
is
him
whack.
already.
He's
He beat him already.
about undefeated. He's about his record. He's
He
about
beat
his
him
image.
already.
He's about that. He's not about that's what the
He
people
beat
want.
him.
I'm gonna do that. No,
He beat
what?
him already.
Nah, but that fight has supposed to been happen, bro.
Years
He
ago.
beat him.
No, he took
It-
forever to
but
fight
what I'm
him.
Isn't
saying-
Pacquiao younger than
What
Floyd?
I'm saying, Floyd knew in his mind, I'm gonna fight him.
me ask you a question.
I'm fighting when I want to fight him.
Hold on,
But
let me
he
ask you a
beat him.
question.
He
Let me ask you a
older
question.
than him too.
No.
though.
He fought him when
Fuck
nobody
that.
cared no more.
Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask y'all a
He
question.
made $300 million off the fight. People
Fuck
care.
that.
No.
Fuck them. How
How long they was talking about that fucking fight,
A
they
man?
long
fought
time, a long
5
time.
years. My thing is, listen,
Pacquiao wasn't even in his prime
I don't
when
want
he
to
fought
fight you.
him.
Neither was Floyd.
Listen, if you
Neither
beef
was
with me as a
Floyd.
freshman, I don't want to fight you when I'm no senior. I'm gonna whoop your ass when we're a freshman
Yeah.
and get it over with.
Nah, I want to whip your ass when I can cash out over $300 million.
He gonna get the money. He gonna get the money regardless.
I'm never call you
He's
the
not
best,
trying
though.
to. He ain't
I
finna.
won't call you the best.
Floyd
He ain't
ain't gonna
lost.
Floyd's
He ain't
not gonna
lost.
take a L, bro.
Man, that shit
He's
whack, bro.
strategic.
As you shouldn't. As you
shit whack.
shouldn't take
And
an
as of
L.
right now, he's still tied with Rocky Marciano, right?
Yeah.
As far as the record, he's
Yeah.
gonna come back and fight somebody just to
McGregor.
one up.
He gonna
Just to
whoop,
one
whoop
up.
McGregor ass.
Somebody. No, he
gonna
ain't gonna fight
fuck
McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
He gonna fight
up.
somebody just to be one up.
Or he
and
could
have a
fight
record.
Canelo again. I see that as a possibility. Canelo just
He
fucked
better
it up.
watch out because that
But he's-
essay might knock him the fuck out.
He's
He might.
strategic, bro.
He
He's
might.
strategic.
I don't even think he
ain't
want
about
that
what the
again.
fans want. He's about what's best for my brand.
Image.
But
You
to me,
right.
when I
Yeah.
saw Canelo ruin that dude this past Saturday, to me that further stamped how cold Floyd was. It was like
Floyd
a
was
professional
Floyd
versus
a bad
amateur.
boy, dog. It's
Yeah.
just a different.
Floyd is the best businessman
You
boxer.
damn right.
Yeah.
You
I
damn
would call
right.
him the best pound for pound.
Because
boxer.
feel that. I feel
Tyson would have fought anybody. Tyson fought Buster Douglas when he was fucked up over Robin Givens.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
I believe that.
it was just a different era, bro. He
Mentality is different.
He knows
Yeah.
about his brand and his business. He's not finna fuck that up. He's
As
not
he
finna be.
shouldn't. As
He's
he
not finna be
shouldn't.
40-1 on some bullshit.
And
Nah.
he don't want to be these boxers like, you know, you got respect from other people. Like, oh yeah, I went in there and I was really swinging with dudes, but you done got goddamn dementia because you done got your head beat in. He's like, I'm the smartest boxer ever.
No,
I'm gonna be
it-
pretty
it-
boy
it-
Floyd. Y'all ain't
Till the
touching
day
me.
I die.
If
Yeah.
anything, he'll just
But I
be
do feel
tired
that. I
and,
feel that. I
and
feel
won't,
that.
and won't fight again.
I can't knock that though. I'm not knocking the
Nah,
hustle.
I feel you though.
I'm not knocking the hustle. I'm just one of them niggas, man. I like a nigga that get out there. If you be like, he could whoop your ass up, like shit, set that shit up. I'm gonna beat the shit. I'm
I
gonna beat
feel
the shit out
that.
this
But
nigga.
he can't be. He's 40. He can't be doing that. He like 40.
No, he's not 40.
What? How old is Floyd?
37,
He's
38.
almost.
Oh,
he's
he's
close.
approaching.
He's close.
Yeah.
He's
still-
approaching.
Man, Mayweather still can get out
But
there.
either
with
way,
the
at
best.
the end of the
He
day,
can.
Triple G.
it's Michael Jeffrey over LeBron
Triple
over
G
Kobe
whoop his
over
ass.
Nah, I feel that. LeBron still got more to do, but man, when I think of like just the pressure he was under and the fact that when people, if we're gonna keep it a buck, when people are under that kind of pressure, they end up like on crack, bruh. For real. Like they can't handle that kind of pressure. Everybody's expecting you to be the greatest dude ever, and he's still doing it.
I give you that, but pressure ain't finna give you the number one spot. I'm not. I can't
It's
give
not,
him that.
but we gotta
I
tally that
respect
up.
him. I put him on Mount Rushmore. I put him up there. I put him top. I got him in top. I got him in top 5. But he's,
don't got him in top 3?
He's not better than MJ. He's not better either. MJ. He's not better than Magic to me. He ain't
Not
better
better
than
than Magic Johnson.
Magic played 12 seasons. He went to the finals 9 times.
Damn,
He got 5 rings.
That's a lot.
He went 9 times, bro.
He had the highest. Kareem, who he played with, has the most points in NBA history.
I'm not going off points because Malone got more points than Jordan. I'm not going to go off points.
Bruh, Kareem got the most ever by a wide margin.
I get that. That's cool.
James Worthy,
That's cool.
that's a Hall of Famer.
They
They didn't have the
Are
pressure.
they
LeBron had.
more important to the Lakers than Magic Johnson?
No, I wouldn't say that. Arguably, Kareem is though. You can make that argument, but you can't. But you can't make the argument that Kyrie Irving is more important to the Cleveland Cavaliers than LeBron.
No, LeBron is Magic Johnson reincarnated. He ain't dead, but he's reincarnated.
Magic Johnson didn't have a jump shot.
Neither does LeBron.
LeBron don't got a jump shot?
Who are we comparing it to?
LeBron has a better 3-point percentage than Michael Jordan.
What does that mean?
He's a better shooter.
That's cool.
He's a better shooter
Magic
than Magic.
Johnson. You ever seen Magic play?
Yeah.
He's Magic Johnson. He's more Magic than Michael.
With a jump shot.
He's more Magic than Michael.
And LeBron is...
Because Magic was...
LeBron's not a point guard, but you still see him as a point.
Check the era, though. This is a generational conversation we have. It's the era. Point guards didn't score like that. They didn't shoot like that. That wasn't their first priority.
LeBron not a point guard.
All point guards nowadays, they all got to score.
LeBron not a point, though. He's a small
But he
forward.
plays the point at times.
Because he's so great. That's why he played.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to solve this argument tonight.
Shut up.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to solve this argument tonight.
But
I want y'all to make sure y'all go check out my boy Bobby Sessions.
Please do. HighStandards.com. Bobby Sessions TX on Twitter, Instagram.
And not only that, you will be opening for Rakim.
Yes.
What's that date? What's that date?
March 29th at Gas Monkey Live.
Gonna be opening
Go check
for
that out.
Rakim. We want to come. We want to come, Bobby. We got to be in that thing. We got to check that out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it.
Make sure y'all get the album Grateful. That does it for us. Thank y'all for everybody tuning in on Facebook. We down on Facebook? Okay. Hey, man, we up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all give it up. It is Get in the Game.
Get in the game.
That's what's up, man. Get in the game, man. We getting up out of here, man. Thanks to my special panel tonight. Our special guest, Bobby Sessions. How can I get in touch with
Bobby
you?
Sessions, young legend from Dallas, Texas. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Bobby Sessions TX. Bobby Sessions TX on Twitter and Instagram. LOA, high standards.
Turn up, nigga.
All right.
Hey, man, it's your boy Fat Pimps. I am Fat Pimp on all social media, man. Fuck Donald Trump. Free El Chapo, man. That's what it is.
You sound like that little girl. Did you see that?
She said, you're a disgrace.
You're
to the
disgrace
world.
to the world.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to her.
I like Donald Trump before he ran for president, man. I respect him as a businessman, but him right now, man, is fucking right now. I got nothing but Mexican homies, man. Free El Chapo, man.
Already, man.
Yeah.
No wall. Y'all make sure y'all follow me, man. It's Official Kiki J on everything. Official Kiki J, and don't forget to get in the game. GetNTha game. That's where we at. Y'all give it up for another episode of Get in the Game. Big shout out to our sponsors, man. Tequine in the building, man. Enjoy the Tequine life. Yes.